I'm Luke Manson, and this is the Kiwistyle podcast. Here I talk to my friends in the New Zealand hardcore scene about what they've been up to and what they're gonna get up to. I'm the singer of the band Exile, and I've been playing in New Zealand hardcore bands non-stop for the last 19 years. And in that time, I made a lot of good friends, and right here is where I'm gonna share those stories on the Kiwistyle podcast. If you're from New Zealand hardcore and you're around in the mid-2000s, you know the name Antagonist, and you probably know these three dudes. Josh Moth, Israel McDean, and you might remember from the last podcast, Chris Boozey Bosman. Josh is one of the original members. Izzy and Boozey joined. You're going to find out this all on the podcast, but these three guys, including Sam and Ross at the time, were the driving force behind Antagonist and how Antagonist really put New Zealand hardcore on the map at the time. So, as you may know, I was lucky enough to join the band in 2012, and these guys really took me under their wing, and I wouldn't be here doing what I do with Exile or this podcast if it wasn't for them. So big shout out, and you're going to find out why and see and hear all the effort that they put in to get where they got today. It includes a lot of hard work, a lot of time, a lot of dedication, and a lot of money and a lot of loans by the sounds of it. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers. It'd be awesome to bring you more podcasts. And if you didn't know, this episode's actually been on my Patreon, and you can get episodes early. So this episode's been on Patreon for a couple weeks now. And on Patreon, there's always going to be an unreleased episode. So right now on the Patreon, I got my first international guest, Les from Desolated. So after this episode, head over to the Patreon and check out me and Les talking about everything to do with Desolated and their new album, Finding Peace. And before we get into Izzy blowing the roof off it, I love Izzy so much, I actually put him on a t-shirt again. So in collaboration with Gareth Steiner, the bassist of Drop Off Point and local New Zealand artist, we put Izzy on a t-shirt again. So on the back of this t-shirt over here, it's Izzy standing next to a Mazda RX-7. He's changing the tires, Worker Crippo 5s. What's more Kiwi style than a rotor on the back of a t-shirt? And the best thing about it is Izzy hates being on t-shirts. So if you want to head over to the Exile merch store, and when you pick up one of these t-shirts, I'm going to throw in 3 stickers. So there goes Izzy next to his RX-7. And you also get 2 other stickers with this one. The classic Exile logo and a Mayo murderer. Head over to exile.nz to grab one. All right, last thing, before we get into this, I want you to head down to the comments right now and tell me your favorite Antagonist memory. All right, let's get into it. Might as well get the show on the road. Welcome to the Kiwistyle podcast, boys.
Thank you.
We're starting over here. We've got Boozey, Izzy, Moth. All right, take us back. Well, who was the original? Who was the original member? Moth, original member.
The Antagonist.
Tell us how it started, I reckon.
The beginnings was me hanging out with Sam, basically. We were just, I don't know why we were mates. Still don't know. No. We were like, what was going on there? There was lots of, like Hamilton was popping at the time.
Were you in any other bands?
I was in 21 Guns.
Yeah.
And I think what had happened is 21 Guns had just had a bit of family drama and then had broken up, and so I was just doing the Warpath, and Sam was doing, what was Sam doing? He was doing 2 bands. He was doing a band with Dimitri.
He was doing Batstore Murders.
That's
right.
And
and he might have been doing a couple of others on the side.
He was doing another band with I can't remember, with Dimitri, which I don't, oh maybe that was Batstorm, but we just started hanging out. I think we were just being idiots together, and I don't know, we got along, so
just what happens, eh?
And then we were like, oh, we should do a band, as happens naturally. I was doing the Warpath, which is more just like, what would you call it? Straight up. And Sam was doing something a bit fruitier.
Yeah.
And I think we were both looking for something in the middle. So we thought, he had Sean. I feel like I had Brendan in the back pocket, and he had Sean, and so he had the guitarist, I had a drummer.
Sure. And was it Sean from Cold by Winter?
Yes, Sean.
And were they going hard at that time?
I don't think he was.
Nah, he wasn't
in Cold by Winter.
Nah, that was
true.
later on.
I think he quit and moved to Hamilton.
Yeah, he was living in Hamilton. So
is that what happened?
Nah, I think he was in Cold by Winter.
Was he living? I'm pretty sure he was around Hamilton a lot. Anyway, so we were like randomly hanging out, and he was keen to do a band, so we just kind of all got together, started jamming. That must have been like either the very end of 2004, beginning of 2005. I want to say the end of 2004. And yeah, it just kind of naturally went from there. Hamilton had so many shows on at the time, like 21 Guns had just played every weekend for a solid year in a row at the Youth Zone, like probably like 52 shows in a row or something. And there was One Must Fall. There were so many bands at the time. Granny Pash, I think, I want to say were around there. The Bleeders were just beginning, I think. There was a lot of...
Was Bare Knuckle Brawl playing then?
Bare Knuckle Brawl was before 21 Guns, so 21 Guns kind of came out of Bare Knuckle Brawl. Oh. So yeah, there was a lot, and there was just a lot of kids around. It was a good time, and we just jammed a lot.
Bouldus was putting a lot of shows on too.
Bouldus, Luke. I was living in a flat with Bouldus and Pepe and Wurzel and Luke. And Luke was putting on at the time. That was at the beginning when Luke was doing the very first Smackdowns. So Smackdown had just was probably in its like second year or third year. Luke was doing that, so yeah, it was great. It was a great time, good times, and we just started jamming together, and pretty quickly we recorded a demo, which was
that before you guys? Did you start playing or do the demo first?
I don't know if we did that demo before we even did our first show. It was very like our first show was, I should say, was like in Auckland at which you remember, Boozey, at the back of a flat in a dollhouse upstairs.
It was like was that up on Simon Street there?
It was around that area.
No, not even on the
K Road. It was off. It was off K Road. Green Lane, not Green Lane.
So first Antagonist show, Hamilton band, was in Auckland.
Yes, our first show was in Auckland.
That was with Kill Me Quickly. And Sam sung with his back to everybody.
Yeah,
that's what I remember.
That was his style at the time, though, right? Like that's what he was doing with Batstorm and stuff as well.
What, like a foot on the kick drum?
Just turning his back to the crowd and.
Some steez.
Yeah, very different to
do it now.
Yes, yeah. We definitely had a bit of an evolution through those.
What was the first band name? Was it always the Antagonist?
No, it was it the Antagonist? It was Antagonist.
I think it was Antagonist.
It was just Antagonist.
When Simon did the artwork for the demo, he wrote the Antagonist on the record. So it was kind of both, you know. Well, that was my understanding, was that it was both. Yeah.
Sure.
But
who did you say, Simon? Who did the artwork?
Well, Stefan Sinclair did the artwork for the record, but there was a logo that was designed. It was printed on the disc.
Like kind of a metal logo.
It was like pretty metal looking logo at the time.
How do you know more about this than me?
I just know this shit because I was a fan of the band, bro. Like, I liked the band. Yeah, I was a genuine, I genuinely liked the band, and I used to go to the shows like in the early piece. Just thought they were good. They were like militant and heavy. They were heavier than all the other bands in Hamilton at the time.
Yeah. Well, what was the motivation behind that? Because I remember the Warpath was like trying to really carve their way out and be like the most kind of ignorant, in your face kind of, you know, like.
Were we trying to do that? It was just.
Was it just Dylan?
That's just how it was.
Well, you know, the artwork, the names of the songs, how aggressive Dylan was. So if that was already like a really heavy band and you wanted to start another heavy band, which was obviously metalcore compared to hardcore, what was the influences and how did you think of setting yourself apart from an already heavy band like Warpath?
It wasn't even thought of. I think it really came out of just who we were at the time and what we were doing. Like me and Sam were into all these like heavier bands, and with hardcore, like you're into like whatever, vegetarian, vegan, straight edge, political things, movies. I think that was like I wouldn't be able to speak a lot to it, but you'd see it through the Antagonist lyrics. A lot of it's influenced by different like culty movies, you know, that are around at the time. Like Starship Troopers was, I think we had a bunch of samples.
Starship Troopers, that's a classic.
Yeah, a bunch of samples from that.
I don't know what any of the lyrics mean.
On that demo, there were samples of that on the demo from my memory. Anyway.
Yeah. I've got that demo. I'm sure of it. I'm sure I would.
Yeah. And so that was a lot of like what influenced us at the time. All the older, like there was like almost like two scenes at the time as well. There was like the younger group and the older group, and the older group was all like heavily into everything, like vegan and tattooed, and so we were all like little kind of groms looking up.
Yeah, you were the young guys.
Yeah, well, we were like 19
then.
and stuff at the time. We were pretty young, yeah.
True.
Which is young now, I think.
What was I at that time? Old?
Like 35. No, I remember Booze. Like the first time I met Boozey, I went in your car actually.
Which car?
Mott's.
Oh,
Mott's has come up in the comment section. It's come in the questions on Instagram. Like, talk about Mott's. You talked about Mott's a little bit in your own
Doc Turbo.
in your
No
biography.
suspension. Yeah.
Christopher Bosman's biography.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no. So we were going back to that record. We recorded it with Jamie from Ulcerate, and Jamie and Mike actually were both there, in Sam's apartment at the time. So it was pretty ghetto recording, but I mean, we were stoked at the time. It was like, I don't know, you guys would have an idea as being like fans and not actually in the band, but we were like, oh shit, this is awesome.
Yeah, I was trying to join straight away. Let me play in the band.
yeah. So it was cool, and it didn't take a lot back then. Like to put out, that was a big deal to put out some
put out music, just like in
music.
general.
Yeah. Like I was at work
Expensive,
late at night burning CDs into putting the little slots in the cases that I brought from
I
the
can't
warehouse.
remember anyone really having like artwork on it, because that's why I talk about the Warpath one again. You know, there was that
You see that
picture, the picture with the
Oh no,
soldier
I thought
cutting
you were
his
talking about the
throat.
first Warpath.
Oh, what does that look like?
Pixelated blood.
It's like a picture of the bridge in Hamilton.
Bridge City.
Really pixelated with it's like MS Paint, like blood splattered down the it's like next level kind of like.
I've never seen that.
Oh, you wouldn't.
DIY.
I don't even know. Like, it's probably not I feel like anyone that had it would have thrown in the bin or burnt
I'm
it.
sure I've still got it. I bet you I've still got it.
Yeah.
Who's in the band at the demo time?
Oh, of Antagonist.
Yeah.
Sam,
you, Sean, Brendan.
Yeah.
Four piece.
Four piece. Yeah. And so then from there we went. I don't know how it evolved from there, but pretty quickly, because that was 2005.
Okay.
And so there's a real quick jump from 2005 to the beginning of 2006 when we record These Cities. And in that space, me and Boozey go over to New York for a holiday.
Yeah, go watch some bands.
Watch them go to Hellfest, which gets cancelled the day before.
Why?
They insurance wouldn't cover public liability. Insurance wouldn't cover the size of the festival or something like that.
I don't think I've heard about this trip. Okay.
Yeah. We just went there. I just basically slept the whole time. Couldn't get over jet lag. Boozey was like dragging me around.
3 o'clock in the afternoon, still sleeping.
Yeah.
I have a real hard time getting over jet lag too. Like, I just refuse to just like adapt.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Oh, bro, it was hard. This is my first time on the other side of the world. I was like, just out of it. But yeah, we went to London as well. We went to London when Bleeders were recording. What was that?
Bleeders, I think, were in New York. No, in New Jersey when we were in New York. And then we flew to London and they were there as well to play at the Underground.
They played with the Misfits, eh? Was it Misfits?
I think so, yeah.
We went to that show. That was cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we came back, and I don't know how it happened, but I was obviously Boozey. I was like, Boozey, came and joined the band. Ross, I don't know how Ross joined the band either.
Well, Sean had to leave, right?
Sean was like, I'm going, and I think he thought the band was over, but we were just like, we'll just get someone else.
I remember going, I probably went to a show.
You're replaceable, bro.
I'm pretty sure I went to a show in Hamilton, and afterwards we all ended up at someone's house, and Ross was already in it then.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about what influences, and I was like, yeah, I'm good to go. Like, let's go. And I think most of the songs were just about written already at that point.
Yeah. I feel like shit was happening so fast.
It was fast.
Then we were like, in between that time, we probably played like 30 shows or something ridiculous. And those, we were just like recording, playing.
We recorded Silver Bullets.
On its own, eh?
Yeah, on its own. And then people really liked it.
That's right. Yeah. We did that in Auckland.
And so when did you jump in the mix?
So the beginning of the next year, like we'd basically written These Cities, Our Graves with Boozey and Ross had pretty much.
Ross had written most of it.
Yeah.
I wrote Show Some Heart, which was a Capone song originally.
Yeah.
Those riffs were supposed to be for Capone, but that was fizzling out, so I just changed it around a bit and I was like, here you go, here's the song.
Yeah.
Good to go.
And yeah, you can tell from the CD that's like a mixed match of like different bands and stuff that we
It
were
does,
kind
and it
of
graduates all the way to end to like Sam doing real heavy vocals at the end,
Yeah.
and like Jaguar or whatever, and it's like,
It's-
yeah.
But I remember playing shows with Brendan.
Yeah,
So that was obviously before these
we
cities.
played some cool shows.
Was he on that Silver Bullets demo? I don't think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was?
Because I didn't record that
Yeah,
demo.
he was.
Oh,
yeah,
so
we
he
did
was
it-
on that.
We did
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
here in Auckland.
Yeah.
At some random at a Tex.
With Dave Baxter.
Nah, I don't think
No,
we did
Baxter
that with,
did the album.
I'm sure we
yeah,
did.
no, we did the album with Dave Baxter. I don't know. I don't think we did that.
I think we did Silver Bullets with him too.
Okay, maybe we did.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Brendan exits. Do you know much about
well, yeah. So we were having a jam, and Ross was like, "I've got this other drummer." And we were like, bro, we've got a drummer.
I didn't know this. I didn't know this at the time.
And Ross was like, no, we're gonna have a jam with this guy. He's real good. And
I met Ross at a Comeback Kids show through a mutual friend, and we just hit off like, you know, House on Fire. We were into similar sort of bands at the time, and he said we need to have a jam. And I had a kit set up at my house at the time, and so we literally just got together and had a jam, and it was like just red hot. He just kept bringing riffs, and I just kept bringing drums, and it was cool. I sort of thought, oh yeah, it's a bit of fun jamming, you know, like maybe we might make something out of it. And then, unbeknownst to me, he was going to band practice and telling these guys
He had a plan
to fucking, you know, to pull me
Use
in.
me.
And yeah, so from what I understand, it was mutually agreed that Brendan wasn't really working out. I think the guy used to like getting super high on mushrooms before they play and shit.
I'm sure
It
he was going to move town or something.
He was thinking about relocating to Wellington or something, or at least that was the story I was fed.
that story. Yeah.
And yeah, I ended up having a jam with the lads, and it went pretty good. I knew who everyone was because I'd been going to see most of their bands, but I'd become quite good acquaintances with Sam because he was working in a skate shop at the time in town. And this is when skating was still massive in New Zealand, you know. And this particular shop used to sell hardcore records and T-shirts and shit like that. And I'd often go and see Sam like on my lunch break at Tech or whatever, and chew his ear off about bands and shit. And we'd planned to do another band together, him and I and Baldus, and there was a couple others that had been rumoured to, you know, show some interest. And then all of a sudden I'd sort of met them all through the back door just through Ross, you know, jamming with Ross. So we had a jam. The five of us had a jam. Brendan was still technically in the band. It was fucking horrible because I was sort
Was
of
I there?
Yeah, you were there, bro. Yeah, you were there. I think you were. No, maybe you weren't there.
I don't know.
No, you might not have been there.
'Cause I was
first
in-
jam.
I was in
No, you were in
Auckland.
Auckland at the
Yeah.
time. No, you weren't.
It was
no.
always a mission for Boozey to come down.
Yeah, I can,
Yeah,
I can tell you about
the boys,
that.
It was like a soft trial, I guess.
Yeah.
And we got through the set list in like record time, and the boys were like, "Well, what do we fucking do now?" And I was like, "Well, let's go through it again." So we went through it a second time, and it was like, you know, like chemistry. Like you could tell it was working, and the boys were like, "Right, do you want to join the band?" I was like, "Fuck, man, like." You got to tell this other chat that he's not in before I'm saying that I'm in. Like,
Sounds
what
like
the
a
fuck?
bit of a two girlfriends
Yeah,
deal.
it was pretty ratchet from my perspective. Like I didn't want any part of it, you know. And then I think I literally got. I think the boys rang Boozey to tell him, and he was like, "I don't want to fucking hand in it."
I said, man, I didn't join this band to be kicking people out. Who's
Yeah.
this guy?
You didn't even know who it was.
Well, I was in Auckland. They were all in Hamilton. Should I say
wasn't
how
even-
I used to get to band practice?
Yeah.
So I lived in Mount Eden, right? I didn't have a car. But anyway, I'd be working in West Auckland. I would get up an hour before I was supposed to finish, and I would just walk out without saying anything. I'd go get on the train, go to Mount Eden, walk home, get my guitar, catch a bus to the city, get on another bus, all the way down to Hamilton for band practice.
You bust.
Yeah, so it was like a two hour commute or
And then-
something.
It was wild, and then
And-
he'd jam with us, and then we'd fucking
then I
give him
think
a hug
Sam
and a
would-
kiss
Sam-
and fucking put him back
Sam
on the
would
bus.
drive him back.
No, Sam would drive me home.
Sam would
did
drive him
He
back
would
to
drive me
Auckland.
all the way back to Auckland, and he would stay with his sister,
Yeah.
just so I could do band
It's a
practice.
commitment
can't even
to have
remember
Boozey
that,
in the
man.
band.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
So
But
that's
yeah,
pretty
so
cool.
so the boys, I think the boys agreed that they were going to meet up with Brendan and
No.
sort of.
We I feel like straight after that jam, I remember like we went down, we were in like not Garden Place.
Yeah, Garden Place. Yeah.
The centre of Hamilton.
Yeah, where we all
were
used to eat.
standing there,
Used to
standing
go to that
around,
Indian food joint and fucking
just like kind of like paper scissors rock. We had to call Brendan and tell him he's out of the band, and like Sam did it. Sam called him and said, and Brendan was all good about it. At the end of the day, like I do think that Brendan, his time in the band was naturally probably coming to an end, so we just kind of sped it up a little bit.
He played some good shows.
Yeah,
I remember playing at that place by the river.
we played down at the boat shed with
Yeah,
like Parkway.
it was against.
We played with Against. We played with Parkway down
Parkway.
there. We played with
He blanked on a song. Right, I don't know what song it was, and we were just all ringing with feedback, and he was going like this. He didn't know what song it was, and the more the feedback rang out, the crazier the pit was.
Yes.
People were going nuts,
Yeah.
and I think we were going like, just do this on the drums, start the part. But it worked out.
Who was he a drummer for before? I don't think I ever met him. So
I couldn't tell you
What's that?
what other bands he was in. I
don't know.
Before our time,
I think he did play in some other bands. I think he was like quite involved with
he was
the more metal scene.
he
from
was,
what I remember hearing.
He was working
You
with
know?
Tank. Like Tank was a mate of ours, a plasterer,
yeah,
and Dylan was plastering, and I think they were all just working together. So
Right.
the connection to him was something like that, around like just mates of mates.
I think Tank looked after heaps of hardcore kids and gave them jobs, didn't he?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brett was one of them.
Yeah. And so that was Brendan out of the band, and that was like 2 weeks before we were going to record. I feel like that was, am I wrong? 2 weeks
No, it was
before
mad pressure, bro, because you guys were like, right, your first show is going to be fucking Hamtown Smackdown. I was shitting my pants.
Well, so that was 2005.
No,
this is
six. Started
the beginning of
2006.
2006. Yeah.
Started
Okay.
2006, and Sam said to me, he was like, right, bro, you're in the hot seat. We're recording a record. You've got to play Smackdown, and then we're going to Australia. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, I don't even know all the fucking songs properly, you know? And somehow we just made it work. We used to jam every Tuesday,
That's it.
and Boozey would bust down, and then we'd jam every Thursday night. This was all above tracks, and
Yeah.
the and the
Not even
Bludgers.
there anymore.
I think it was the Bludgers boys' fucking band room. So it was like
Jello.
Jello's setup. It was
Jello's.
like a wild punk rock setup in
Yeah.
Hamilton where these guys, they looked like they lived in there, but there was no bathroom facilities or anything. It was like looked like a proper London
I mean, there used to
junkie
be,
pad,
used to be
you know?
shows up there.
Yeah,
As
shows
well.
up there.
Yeah.
There was like burnt cigarettes everywhere and fucking empty liquor bottles. Like the place smelled awesome. Like it was like
it's about good, didn't it?
smelled like a party, bro. You know.
Yeah.
And we used to jam up there. Me and Ross would go and pick up the fucking band room keys from this guy Jello, who was quite like super humble. Jello, he used to let everyone use his drum kit and use their room. $20 was the rate.
Yeah.
And he lived with this geezer that had the trachea gear done for throat cancer.
Oh.
And we all used to do rock, scissors, paper. The loser had to go and get the keys off him because he was fucking scary, this cunt.
Yeah.
And you go up to the door and you'd like slide the $20 through the slot in the fucking door, and he'd be like, hello. And you'd be like, fuck, give me the keys, cunt. And you'd be fucking out of there, you know? And,
Did you
and
have like one of those like recorders?
like the fucking flute out the throat, bro. It was
Yeah.
fucking horrible shit, you know? Like, I felt sorry for the guy, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he was.
So he didn't have like the radio transmitter that they press it up against.
Oh,
It's like,
maybe, bro. Fuck. Honestly,
hello.
man, I used to like close my eyes and fucking put the money in the slot and run, bro.
Poor guy.
And he used to wear a dark trench coat. He looked like one of the I don't know if anyone that watches this podcast would know, but the Young
Darth
Ones.
Vader?
No,
You
the
once
Young
seen Star
Ones was a
Wars?
show years ago when I was a grommet, and
Oh, yeah.
it was like a punk and a hippie, and he looked like the hippie, man. Long hair, trench coat, could hardly hear what
What's
he was
his name?
fucking
Neil?
saying.
Is it Neil?
Neil was the chap on the show, yeah, something like that. Anyway, so we go up and we jam at this band room every Tuesday. Boozey would bus down on 100 different buses, and then Sam would take him home. And then Thursday we used to jam without Boozey, and we'd always get a kebab after and just hang out. And then we'd band practice either a Saturday or a Sunday, depending on how we could make it work. And we'd hire like a decent practice room and jam properly. And that was sort of our writing session. So it was jams Tuesdays, Thursdays, writing on the weekend.
Yeah.
So 3 days a week.
You guys used to jam, right? And Ross would tab me stuff, and I'd learn it, and then I'd turn up to band practice, and the songs had changed.
Fuck, I can't remember. But
Well, yeah, that was a time when we were literally changing songs in jams, eh? Like as we go, we were like, "Oh no, that sounds right."
But it was actually like little bits of the riffs.
Yeah.
So then I'd be relearning everything. I was probably better at guitar then.
Yeah, so we're all really committed. Like everyone knew what the score was.
This you're still prepping for
So
recording these cities.
Oh well, we recorded these cities. That was like fucking flash in a pan shit. Like it was like we're in the studio next week and jamming every night sort of thing right up until then.
Do you remember when we went there? Was it in Hamilton?
Yeah, it was at Winty.
I remember
yeah.
walking in and going, sweet, yeah, it's time to record. And I was like, Sam, how are we paying for this? He's like, I don't know. And I went, oh, okay. So that was a sign of things to come as well.
It was most likely probably me paying for it.
It was either you or me paid for it, or maybe
Someone
both of
credit
us.
carded it up.
Yeah.
But we somehow pulled it together in 2 days. Like it was literally drums on a Friday night kind of thing, boys doing guitars on the Saturday, maybe the vocals on the Sunday. And that's probably why the record sounds a bit fucking topsy-turvy, because it was all happening so quick.
Well, probably,
and
I don't even...
on a strict budget.
Songs had only just been written. I think we all had to go on bass.
Yeah.
I think did I record some bass? Maybe.
Probably, definitely.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
No, you did some. You did some. I did some. Ross did some, I think.
Yeah. Just mix it up.
I remember going, how do you not know those songs? You've been playing them since before I was in the band. You're like, I don't know.
Not my strong suit.
What did you try to bring to the table drum wise? Because particularly you, Izzy, they've like on the other podcasts that I've come up, lots of people have named you as like creme de la creme of like the New Zealand drummers.
Is that right?
And going back to
fucking hell.
the days of that. So, but I mean, Antagonist was like real metallic and stuff, right? So you would have been like one of the first bands to just like double kick all the way through.
What I'd definitely say is Brendan probably laid down the foundation for that early shit. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And given the fact that I only had like 2 or 3 weeks to fucking record these cities, the drums weren't really reflective of my input at that stage. It was kind of just make it work, try and ear listen to learn what Brendan had written and what the boys had put together, and just make it work. But
what was your background though? Did you do any pop punk or anything?
Yeah,
you're pretty fast.
I just played fucking Pennywise, No Effects, like Epitaph punk bands was like the shit I grew up on. So it was like all offbeat, fast shit through the 90s was what I listened to, Yeah. And so I didn't have a super metal or hardcore background. That kind of evolved as I started going to shows and like watching Kill Me Quickly and Promise of Bloodshed and shit like that, and going, holy fuck, what is this shit? Like turning up to hardcore shows and being like a punk kid and going, what the fuck is this shit? Like it was so heavy.
Did you have a mohawk?
Had a few mohawks, had a few haircuts, but yeah, like I didn't really get to express myself.
I can't grow a mohawk. Couldn't even back then.
Yeah, the drums didn't really evolve until we started writing as a band, probably after we'd released these cities, and started touring all the time. That we were playing so many shows, man, that we naturally got really tight just from playing so many fucking shows. We were playing like, I remember Josh and I driving up to Auckland on a Thursday, and then we'd play somewhere on a Friday. This is at night, and then somewhere on a Saturday, and then sometimes even a matinee show on a Sunday. And it was like just non-stop, man. Like every minute we had that none of us were working, we were either jamming, gigging, or driving to the next show, man. Like it was all on. So yeah, like I didn't really start having much influence in the writing process until we started writing We're the Dead, which was the follow-up after these cities,
That's an interesting timeline, because I didn't realize that you kind of only started in 2005, changed that lineup, and when it was you guys as the lineup, the lineup that you're talking about now, that's the Antagonist I saw. So I must have saw it like maybe just as you guys had joined. I don't remember ever seeing Sean on.
Most of the shows would have been in Hamilton too. Yeah. So if you weren't going down there, I know.
No,
we played a few. I mean,
we played
Wellington.
What was Reese's? What was Reese's show that
the middle,
Battles of the North?
Battles of the North.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we played that. That was one of my first shows, I think. Or
and
could have been my
Melville
first.
Heaps, right? So I was going to Alan Melville, turning up to Alan
We
Melville.
used to pretty much, bro, the golden rule was if there was a band that offered us a gig, we would fucking play it. Didn't matter if it was a metal band, a punk band, a ska band, we played with anyone. Like it was, the idea was that we would just keep playing, getting tighter, keep writing, and just try and push it, like try and get out of New Zealand. That was the goal.
Was
to try and go overseas and travel,
So that was the goal.
The goal. That's definitely the goal. Like
from the point I joined the band,
I didn't think about that. It just kind of happened.
That was before we had recorded these cities. Yeah, it was like we're targeting going to Australia.
That was Hamilton tour. Because I was in Auckland.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was Hamilton tour. But we had planned it, and that was mostly Sam pulling a lot of strings. making a lot of contacts.
He was the driver.
He was the drive.
Yeah.
Sam was the
Big time.
driver, and he was
Yeah.
booking. Him and Josh were booking shows for lots of international acts, and we were networking like fuck, making friends all over the show, trying to build favors.
Yeah.
Scratch other bands back so we could try and get a leg
What
up.
were the bands? So some bands came to New Zealand.
Yeah, so we had
And-
Stronghold come
Yeah.
to a SmackDown. That was awesome, and
Yeah.
we all clicked with them. And
Where was the drummer?
Wish for Wings was another one.
Wish for Wings had come to
Yeah.
New Zealand.
Who was
Oh,
the drummer from
Against?
Stronghold?
No, the drummer was the guy that sung in God Soul of the World. That's who.
Yeah.
Dan.
Dan.
Yeah,
Dan.
Dan. Yeah,
Yeah.
we stayed with him in
We
Adelaide.
stayed with him in Adelaide.
Yeah.
So,
So-
we made all these friends that had come through New Zealand
Yeah.
with their bands, and then when we first went to Aussie, it was like, oh, we know people. In fact, it was kind of weird because we went to Aussie, and you think that everyone in Aussie knows each other.
Yeah.
Hey, you're like in Adelaide, and the people in Adelaide don't know the people in Brisbane. But you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
But their scenes were big enough; it didn't matter. They
yeah,
had-
yeah.
yeah.
But
Who was
they-
the first band to bring you over?
it was Tommy Dollars. Was like, it wasn't a band; it was Tommy Dollars. So
Yeah.
he like
From
I
Melbourne.
never met him, but the Carpathian wrote a song about him, right?
Yeah, lots of bands wrote songs about him, like in jokes and shit. He
was-
ran a label called Washed Up Records.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he signed a bunch of bands from Melbourne. I think he had a small scatter from around other parts of Australia.
Yeah.
And very prominent figure in the Melbourne hardcore scene, putting on a lot of shows, promotion, used to mosh like a motherfucker. And the guy's like 25 foot tall.
Yeah.
And he'll spin kick your head off, Like, so everyone knew who he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He helped us out massively.
Oh,
we stayed
hugely.
at his parents' house.
Stayed at his parents'
yeah.
house. Yeah, that was awesome. And I remember when we first got to Australia, and we remember Crafter jumps in the van.
Yeah,
That was the first tour.
I think we had met Crafter before because we went to Melbourne to see Unearth. I'm pretty sure I met him then.
Oh yes, yeah, that's
Right.
right. We did. Yeah.
Yeah, but he came with us.
He
to,
jumped in the van and just
Did we-
Adelaide.
classic larrikin, just making us fucking laugh, telling us all sorts of bullshit stories.
And
Yeah.
didn't he? He just he scabbed a ride so he could go see a chick, right?
Probably.
I don't know the science of it, man. But
wasn't that first tour we played with Carpathian? Did we play with them on that first tour?
Don't think so.
yes, we did. Yeah,
We
we
did.
played
We
a show
played
that when we met Dylan, and we played that show out in that hall. I think it was Mornington.
Yeah.
Mornington
Oh.
Peninsula.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
And Dill came out with us.
Yeah.
And him and Tom and remember they had that BYPC crew.
Yeah.
And they were and Carpathian played that show. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Crafter had just started singing for
Carpathian.
Carpathian.
Was that then?
That was then,
Yeah.
and it was like, and I feel like for us that was our first like, oh shit, like because that was a big show.
It's a big show.
remember
And
the
it was
mosh
like
was
weird.
crazy.
There
Mosh pit
like-
was fucking
There was like
mental.
little girls lining up at the door to get in and like buy merch, and we're like, what is this?
We were selling T-shirts like
This is so,
hotcakes too, hey? Like
nothing
T-shirts
that
were
we've seen
flying off the
before.
shelf. Like shit we hadn't seen to date at that point,
Yeah.
Is this when Prom King's massive? So like Parkway's still like a local band. So
Prom's
like,
big.
So, yeah,
Prom's big.
Prom's big, but Kraft is
Carpa-
not singing for Prom.
Oh, okay.
It's got
And
because
Parkway
we
was
watched them on that
sweet.
tour as well.
Butcher joined the band.
Parkway had been to New Zealand at that point.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Who did we do that first tour with? So it was a Stronghold.
We did-
Stronghold,
They headlined.
we played
Carpathian,
through closed eyes.
Red Shore. We did a few shows with Red Shore. Through Closed Eyes.
Most Precious Blood in Brisbane,
Most Precious Blood in Brisbane. Yeah.
and then we followed them down to that whatever that fest was called in Sydney that we didn't play, but it was like
Hardcore.
It was
hardcore, bro.
I called the Prom Queen's first Australian show in like ages.
Since they dropped that record, they recorded in Europe, I believe, and it was like
And that was
starting
just
to pop
like
off.
that was like holy shit. Hey, for us, because we were like, this is a hardcore show. This is
It was
mental.
eye opening. It was like a proper gig. Like it didn't look like a fucking
Upset Records.
Yeah, it didn't look like a show that had been organised DIY, put it like that. Like, it was real shit. And we realised that we were a small fish in a very fucking big sea. Like, we had to step our shit up. And, like, it was like every night. No, I'm serious, man. Like, every night we would play with bands and we'd just have our fucking minds blown because, like, we played with the Broderick down by the lake in Melbourne.
Yeah, I
And the
remember that.
Broderick was
Yeah.
just mental. Like,
Did
proper
we-
technical band, super tight. Like, we realised that we weren't shit, and we thought we were all right. And we came home
in Hamilton.
We came home to New Zealand and realised, fuck, if we want to go back, we've got to sort our shit out.
I think we bought wirelesses and stuff and got a bit more serious, and I got a bit more serious with the gear as well. Started thinking about
yeah.
what I wanted to sound like.
Yeah.
But who did we stayed in
Byron Bay.
Yeah.
with Oscar
Yeah.
and his parents? Did we play with 50 Lines? Was that it?
We definitely played with 50 Lines at at that youth hall
youth
in
hall
Byron.
in
But I don't
Byron.
know if that was the first. If we did that on the first tour of the second.
No,
Yeah, I can't
it was
remember.
that tour, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we played.
Her Nightmare.
We
Her
played.
Nightmare.
Yeah, we just didn't get to Sydney, but we played around Queensland,
Mm.
Adelaide, and Victoria.
Yep. Yeah.
I love your holy shit explanation, like of that moment of like going to Australia and seeing those bands and seeing the shows, because that was the exact same feeling that I had, you know,
Yeah.
when I turned up, and I was just like, I still remember the first time I walked into Bang, and I was just like, what? There's like a club, looks like that Triple X scene where Rammstein's playing, like on the, you know, all the flames come out, you know, and and then all these people moshing super hard. There's people with face tats, neck tats that are like still teenagers, and you just like, it's just like you said, you know, you think New Zealand is like your whole world, right? And then you turn up and like, fuck, this other planet. It's almost like watching, like turning up in like a sci-fi kind of realm comparatively. And yeah, I've spent ages trying to tell people this, but you only if you've ever seen it that you know,
You
Yeah.
can comprehend it.
that you
Yeah.
can comprehend it. And especially back then, it was the alternative scene in Australia was so massive. I remember there was girls at shows
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember
It's
that
just
too.
like, this
There was
is
like
huge
4 girls that shows in New Zealand.
in New Zealand, and there's so many tattoos. I remember hand tattoos, neck tattoos, face tattoos,
Do you-
and I just
We all thought
Do
we
you-
were pretty tattooed up,
do
and
you
then we went
remember-
to Australia and just got fucked up.
Do you remember being at
what did you reckon you needed to level up when you come back?
It was-
What did you bring?
I
What did you bring
think
home?
it was kind of like we like stage presence and like being active. Like you're watching these bands, they
did
were
we-
jumping all over the
did
show. It was
we-
very energetic, you know.
Did we think about it, or was it just they just influenced us? Because I don't remember really thinking about
No,
it.
I don't think like we ever set a plan per se. It was just
Yeah.
like, fuck, we need to just be ourselves, go harder, be
I think-
tighter.
I think we
write
just-
better, you know, like just generally like level up, you know, and because we wanted to do it again, we wanted to get back there, and we knew if we weren't,
Definitely wanted to get back.
you know,
Was there like a feeling of? So sometimes I feel when you turn up to these places on some of the bigger tours, like if you're in New Zealand, you know, you just play the shows, and then you know your friends are in bands, and people play different genres and stuff. And then when you turn up on an international stage, and sometimes people don't know each other, there's like actual kind of like competition almost.
yeah, there's a little bit
Do you
of
know
that.
what I mean? And you're
Yeah, a little
like, you
bit of-
turn up into a scene, and if you actually want to get ahead. Get ahead. If you want to get ahead. Did you see me try to drink the mic before too? I was like, fuck. But if you want to get ahead, you have to implement those certain things on the international stage to actually
I
get
don't
ahead.
know,
But you
yeah.
can win in
I
New Zealand
just
from
got-
longevity. Do you know what I mean?
I just got more hyped up.
Yeah, I think it was more like that. I think it's just
Yeah.
more just like
Inspired.
We were all
inspired. Like we
were all into this shit. Eh? Like this
we
was,
were into
this
the
was it
bands,
for
and
us.
I think the coolest thing, man, was that all of the bands that we played with and met on those first few tours really embraced us, and not
They
just
did.
as a band, but as friends. Like we
Yeah.
made a lot of good friends in the early piece, and they were genuinely good people, like good time to hang out with.
Super supportive.
Super generous too. Like I couldn't shout out all the people that we owe a bed and a meal and
Yeah.
We
a
wouldn't
bloody
have
car
done
seat
shit
to, you
without those people. They like
Yeah.
No way.
it
Like
was
Tommy at the start. So you were saying Dan and Adelaide. Kevin was around then as well.
Kevin, Stu,
You know, guys from
Trent
Her Nightmare.
Bulldog, the Her Nightmare boys, the War Boys in Brisbane, like
Yeah.
Simo and Mitch and their lads, like just so hospitable, man, and everyone looked after us, and they were all genuinely good bands. And so we were vibing what they were doing and looking at what they were doing and going, fuck, this is sick, you know? We want to bring this home. We want to bring these guys over, you know?
Well, I mean, without that inspiration, you guys would have peaked because you wouldn't have got that upper echelon of inspiration because you're already the top dogs in New Zealand. So, who was going to inspire you
I don't know
in
if
New
we
Zealand
were-
to
we're-
that
Yeah, I don't know
level?
if we were the
dogs.
top dogs.
in New Zealand.
Never felt like
we
that.
were just
No, there was-
we were probably the hardest working band. Like I would say, like we were doing.
Well, we
the
were just
most.
trying to do shit, you know? We
Yeah,
were
yeah.
trying to
There was
build up.
we definitely had our haters and people who were like, oh no, and even
punk ass.
yeah, for everywhere shows.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I feel like it was just a work ethic at the end of the day that we had that really.
You guys definitely had a million friends because I remember in those early days we weren't staying in like hotels or anything. We'd drive around in the van, stay in someone's lounge, sleep on the floor, and it was all from your guys' old friends. And like some of those guys weren't even in bands anymore.
Some of
And
them
we
didn't
just
even
turn
come
up
to
to their
shows,
house.
man.
No,
Like,
they
some
didn't.
of-
You'd stay at their house and they'd just be like,
some of them would
we'll
just
pull
be
you
like,
up.
yeah, we've got a couch for you. And then
Yeah.
we'd be like, you coming to the show? And they'd be like, oh, I might come out. We'll see.
Yeah.
You know, like just they just genuinely became friends and had either moved away from hardcore or, you know, were doing something else in their life at the time, you know.
Yeah.
But definitely, with the Australian culture too, they're very like that, They're very open, and everyone, it's cool to go over to like an international scene and the culture kind of be the same and be able to communicate the same.
That's what we saw, man.
It was just so cool. I mean, it wasn't too dissimilar to New Zealand. It was just on such a different scale at the end of the day. It was like, it was awesome
We
for us.
must have met Brett and Yells on
Brett
that
and
first
Yells.
tour
Brett
as
and
well.
Yells early.
I want to say probably the first tour, and
I'm
that was
sure.
pretty crazy because like Shot Point Blank was like, hey, at the
Yeah.
time it was like
They were
Shot Point
huge.
Blank was like
I think
one
they
of
were
the bands from
were they-
Australia. I
were
think
they
they were already broken
Already
up.
broken up, but yeah,
Yeah.
I had the CDs.
It was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is Brett from Shop, and he's
Yeah.
like hooking us up, and him and Yells, like, they basically were our parents in Melbourne.
We
for,
stayed
like,
with them a
years.
lot. Yeah.
They basically looked after us and dealt with our shit for way too long.
Was it that one tour that dog like completely ruined someone's like brand new shoes? Someone left it in the van. I'm sure it was one of you guys, or maybe it was Sam and their dog.
I definitely
Frankie.
remember Frankie eating
Yeah.
eating his fucking dinner one night and him being really upset, you know. But no, I don't remember a pair of shoes. But
Oh, let's take it back to Parkway, New Zealand. Obviously, Parkway's like one of the most biggest bands in the whole world.
Yeah.
And you guys would have had one of the most rare experiences of touring with them when they were like an up-and-coming band.
I was just thinking about that before, actually, that I remember, I don't know if this is right, but the first time they came to New Zealand, we didn't either play their show or go to one of their shows because we played this show with this other random Australian band.
yeah,
that-
it was.
It was like,
In Auckland.
Yes,
yeah, it was in the other city to what Parkway was playing. So
it was Title Fight, wasn't it?
No, it was like Correlation or Coronation. It was some band that you would have never heard of, and they were like a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
And we went and played, because we were just like, any show that we got asked to play, we were like, yeah, we'll play it. So we played that instead of going to Parkway.
I definitely remember them being here. They played King's Arms and they played at
Ellen
Boat
Melville.
Shed.
Actually, I'm thinking
Well,
maybe,
Bullshit-
I know what happened. They were playing the same night as Parkway in Auckland. I think we played their show, and then I feel like we went to the Parkway show
Probably.
afterwards in Auckland. Something like that.
The first time Parkway came, I wasn't actually in the band, so I went along to see them play because I'd read like one of those old fucking music magazines had noted that they'd been produced by Adam D from Killswitch Engage, and it's no secret that I'm a fanboy of Killswitch Engage, and I was like, holy shit, if these guys have gone to the States and produced with a guy that's in Killswitch and had done shit with Unearth and a large bunch of other bloody bands, I was like, fuck, they must be decent. And that, for me, watching them play and watching Antagonist open for them was almost like you like in reflection you can see like what was going to happen. You could see that they were fucking trying to push it, you know. You could see the momentum building, and you could see them, you know, putting in their mahi, you know, their hard work.
Yeah.
And so when we ended up touring with them in Australia in 2008, that was the most mind-blowing shit, because we were playing to like 2,000-3,000 people every night, and you could see it there, what they'd built in 2 or 3 years, and
Yeah.
you could see it was going to get bigger, you know.
They had a
And-
pretty steep trajectory.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
crazy. Because when they came to New Zealand the first time, I think they said that in Sydney they'd play to like 1,200 or 1,500 people, and I was just going, "What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It was-
How was there that many people to go watch a show?"
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
But Parkway is awesome. Loved Parkway.
Well, the crazy thing is they were so supportive of us, and they exposed us to so many kids that would never have even fucking seen us or heard of us at all if it wasn't for the fact that we were playing those, you know, 2,000 to 3,000 cap shows, you know. And for us, it was like we'd done a couple of big shows here, there, lucky stroke, and then you see this stuff happening, and we're like, holy shit! Like, look what is happening to hardcore in Australia, you know.
At that same time, I think Prom Queen were doing a tour as well.
Prom were doing it, and they were pulling similar sort of numbers. I mean, they'd been doing it for a lot longer. They sort of set the paving for Parkway, I think. But for like little old band from New Zealand getting to hop on for the ride was wild. And it, like I've always said this when people have asked me, those guys like properly nurtured all the bands they took on tour, and they were just genuine dudes. They just liked surfing and fucking punk rock and shit. It was all the shit that I liked, you know. So
Laughing at you.
yeah, and having a laugh, playing fucking Halo and you know, writing off your mates, you know.
So they only
And
come
so-
to New Zealand once with you guys?
Nah, they
No, they came
Heaps of times.
Yeah, a
that
couple
wasn't
of-
with us. The first time I think Vasily brought them over. The second time was before Horizons, And I feel like we brought them over, like Sam
Probably.
and me had something to do
And
with
the
it.
next time, because they did
And
the
the-
Horizon tour here as well.
Yeah, and they were just stepping it. Like I feel like that's their like mantra or whatever. They make sure they step it up every time.
I think Horizons was right around when the choruses, the chantings come along, like
Yes.
whoa, whoa.
But even before this,
That
before
kind of stuff.
Horizons, they were already like, because I remember them talking
Oh,
about.
it's Deep Blue before.
No. Horizons was the next one after.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I can't remember exactly.
That was the tour we did, Horizons, essentially.
Yeah.
Which was another
I can't
Kills,
remember.
another Adam D.
I think they started playing like Galatos, and then it just slowly stepped up, and then they were playing like Fowlers.
Yeah, Angelo did a festival at the studio.
Killer
Yes,
Fest?
that's right.
Killer Fest, yeah. Ange did a
That's
festival
right.
show. It was like a 2-night show. Did it for a couple of years running. It was really good, and he did a really good job and got quite a lot of good bands along. And it was like
punk
put together like a
bands.
festival, hey.
Yeah.
And Parkway headlined one of those. And I remember that was after we'd toured Australia with them, and we could see, again, another step. And, again, like just being lucky to kind of be in there for the ride and
Yeah.
getting a bit of their
Where did they put you on the
exposure.
bill as the opener for that show?
And the one in
The
Australia.
Australian tour.
It was Break Even.
It was Break Even, Us,
and
Have Heart.
Have Heart.
It was a
Oh,
big
massive.
tour, man. It was
So
fucking big.
back then, I think Parkway were big on touring with hardcore bands.
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
not just metalcore bands.
Yeah.
Was there a difference between hardcore and metalcore back then, or was it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there there was.
Because-
Maybe
yeah.
not so much in New Zealand, but over there was, because they were big enough to have their own scenes and
Mm.
subgenres, I guess.
So you guys, being in New Zealand in those early days, would have been a good opportunity to mix with the hardcore metalcore, because you originally said Stronghold and then Wish for Wings, and you would have
Yeah.
put them at like Stronghold as like the hardcore of hardcore, and then Wish for Wings trying to do that like Californian dyed black hair like moshcore. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
really
yeah.
see those two guys mixing, so
Nah.
you're in a good position if you guys can be friends with both of them. That way you can play any show.
Yeah, we didn't really have any rules, man. Like it was just, if a band was down to play a
Yep.
gig together, we were normally in, man. Like
That was the New Zealand scene at the time, mate. Like even you see it and reflected in the Smackdowns and stuff, like the lineups and that. So there was a lot of punk and even like post-punk like bands playing.
we even
like,
used to put like
even
hip hop
rap- yeah, yeah,
rappers,
yeah.
hip hop and rap artists on the bill.
and so
Just
we had
people that were loosely associated with the scene one way or another, just to spice it up and keep it a bit unique and different.
You had that side, and then you had the like metal crossover, Battles of the North, like Ulcerate and those shows as well. Those were the shows that always had the most tension. It was like,
Yeah, if you mixed all of the sort of metal, punk, and hardcore, yeah, the people would be moshing and there'd be
lots of
people not
fights
happy
and
with it.
not understanding.
Do you remember Bloodwreath?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that the beginning of Ulcerate?
Yeah.
With Wurzel and a mask rolling around on the
ground.
floor and
Yeah.
everyone
Oh, I
just
remember that.
piling up on top of him. That was basically the show.
It was Jamie from Allsrate that recording your stuff? Was that classic kind of time where people went to go to like course or whatever, and they were doing like audio
Yeah.
recording?
Yeah, there was
Did
a
he
bit
go
of that.
on to do any? Was it at his studio? Or was it he just?
Jamie, no, like I said, it was in Sam's apartment
Oh,
in the lounge, like this setup.
on a computer.
Yeah.
There was computers back then.
There was, I think there was computers back then.
Was it like an 8-track or whatever?
4-track.
Because you didn't go to him again, did you? I remember you guys going to like Soren for Nothing from No One and
Yeah,
stuff.
no,
So-
we didn't do anything with
I don't
Jamie.
think Jamie would have wanted to do it with us.
Next time we saw Jamie, he was
When-
actually playing for 8 Foot Sativa, and we went on tour with them. In New
Oh, no
Zealand.
way.
And those guys were fucking awesome, man. Like 8 Foot Sativa had essentially recruited 4 hardcore,
Ex-
They'd Rom Lee on
ex-hardcore
stage.
members
Ex-hardcore.
from random bands around the country,
Ian singing.
and one original member, Gary.
Yeah.
And so we went on tour with 8 Foot Sativa, and that was crazy because those guys were all genuine musicians, man. Like-
me and Boozey talk about it in his pod, but like
Yeah.
that was like I used to love old 8-foot, so I was listening to like metal and thrash, and then
Yeah.
that was one of my first New Zealand bands that I had heard was 8-foot, that original album, and I thought that
Well,
was
if you listen
so
to all the
heavy.
stuff they did at that time, it's stepped up to like what I would call like the Euro sound of metal. Super fast, real technical.
I remember asking Jamie like how he could hit the ride so fast with one hand. I was just
Yeah.
like, can you explain to me how you're hitting the ride that fast? That he was trying to ask,
So Jamie's a hardcore kid. Where's
Hey,
where's
what
the
was that?
connection
Oh, he
here?
used to play like a Madball band, didn't he,
what
back
was
in
the
the day,
band that he
Jamie?
did with
Misled.
no. Another band, Misadventures in South Surgery.
Yeah, I mentioned them.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
well, Jamie was in that.
Jamie
was in
There you
that.
go. I can't remember.
Mislead by Lies was your band, eh?
No. Wodsey was in that band.
Oh.
There were some guys from Hamilton that all just
Yeah,
disappeared.
I've
Phil was
always
singing.
wondered the ulcerate to hardcore connection because I've only ever heard it from you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and like Baxter's brother was in Ulcerate, wasn't he?
Yeah, he is in Australia.
Mike.
Yes.
Yeah, so Dave Baxter's brother is in
What,
Ulcerate.
Avalanche City?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Avalanche City Dave, yeah.
Oh.
What,
Yeah.
are they
So they're both like
stepbrothers
kind of
or-
like
I think they're
savant
stepbrothers or
musos.
something.
Are they stepbrothers?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
something
could be
like
wrong,
that. Yeah,
but
some
I think
family
they're
connection there.
When
That's weird to like have like that kind of like intense music talent and then not actually be blood relatives. It would make sense that they're blood relatives, like sharing some kind of gene.
Or maybe
For-
maybe
when-
they are blood. I don't know.
when did we record We Are the Dead?
Yeah, next one's Where the Dead.
No, well, we did Distance, the Distance,
Distance.
EP.
Oh, Distance.
Oh, yeah, Distance and
so
Strangers.
Distance and
Two,
Strangers.
the
Distance
two
and
track?
Stranger with
Yeah.
two tracks that essentially I think Boozey wrote.
Stranger
I
or
think
Strangers?
I did, and then that was my first go of writing a click
Yeah, and
to
that was
record
the,
with. Do you guys remember that? And
I remember the
was-
click sounding
the-
like a fucking cowbell
was-
and it's blowing my eardrums out.
And not even that, it was all fucked up, and
tong 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 tong.
there was clicks over the top of each other, slightly at a time. And who recorded us? Do you remember that guy?
yeah, the guy who did Old Bones, Nate New Blooms.
Who was it?
He did Nothing for No
Was
One.
Was it
Nate-
Souther?
Nate.
Was it Nate Dogg?
Nate did.
Nate,
Oh,
yeah, and he was
Nate.
like, "Who did this click track?" And oh, yeah, I did it.
Bro, I think you've been hard on yourself. Apart from the sound of the click, it was fine to me.
Yeah.
I wasn't fussing.
What
you know?
about the other songs on that EP? Do you remember?
Yes, there were 4 songs. Hey?
Someone spent some money to like go record their vocals.
Yes, they
And didn't-
re-recorded Hollywood.
They
Hey.
didn't ask. And
Oh,
they
what? Fuck.
And they got someone else to do the hook on Hollywood, the guy
Yes.
from Day One.
Yeah.
That's right. His name was Mike
And
as
I'm
well, wasn't
like, why did you redo the vocals? And he's like, oh, because they didn't sound very good on the original recording. I was like, do you think the guitars sound good? Yeah,
So there's more on
guitars-
there, more than Distance and Stranger. There's,
Yeah.
there's
So
a
they
re-recording of
were-
Hollywood.
reworks of
He did-
old songs. They
yeah,
weren't
he
like
did-
they weren't new recordings.
Just new vocals. He did These Cities, Hollywood, and maybe
Yeah.
one other.
Oh
it's
shit.
just a tag on. But that was an awesome time because that was. I remember when we did the video for Distance.
Oh, at the
That
abandoned
was at the
networks.
same time. I want to say it's Big Day Out. We were playing
Yeah.
Big Day Out,
Yep.
Yeah.
Was similar timing.
and
Yeah.
so that was like Big Day Out was our first like ridiculous show to play
In NZ.
in NZ.
Main stage.
Main
And
stage.
how did you get the hookup from? So obviously playing like underground shows and booking your own shows
I think
locally,
it
and
was.
then
I think it was
making-
our label, eh? At
I
the
think it was
time.
Bubba.
57?
Level
Yeah.
57. I
Yeah,
think Bubba
yeah.
pulled some strings for us like hard to get us on the bill.
Yeah.
And I remember like because we got main stage, we got like backstage passes to like our own portacom and shit, and like had a massage bed and a fucking ficus plant in the corner.
Yeah, we had all that, but
Shit
do you
was wild.
remember because we were the local band, we didn't get air conditioning?
Oh fuck.
Ripped off.
No,
Man.
You
no,
mean
I
like a
remember
PVC
unlimited
tent
coffees,
just
bro.
sweated?
Yeah.
I remember unlimited coffees, and it turned out that I knew the girl that was running the coffee stand from Hamilton, and she was hooking us all up with coffees. I remember us being very caffeinated before playing, but we were like jitters
we-
from too much caffeine and jitters from like nervousness.
We
you know?
had little Dan with us
and Rowan.
and Rowan helping set up, and everything went perfect.
I think you guys
Yeah.
played on Gates on opening, right? Because
Yeah.
Played
I
on
think
Gates.
I remember waiting to get in,
Yeah.
and I
It was
I ran
wild.
down
We-
with my
we-
mates.
yeah,
There
that
was
was
a-
insane.
We held out as long as we could to make sure there was some people in there.
There
but
was about 10,000 people at that
there,
point.
there was
Yeah.
fucking thousands, bro. And
remember
as we
it
were
filling
playing, we
out,
could see
yeah.
people running down the fucking down into what was Ericsson Stadium. It's obviously now the Warriors' home ground, but like there was a lot of people, man. We were shitting our pants. Well, at least I was. I was sitting by the kit fucking.
I think
I was in the crowd. It was a good show.
I think
It
I
was
was good to go. I was hyped up.
Yeah.
It was mean
fun.
because heaps of our friends had old digital cameras and were shooting videos of the pit, and I saw heaps of footage, and it was wild, man.
We were
You know,
watching.
yeah, it
Do,
was
do
mental.
you guys remember little Dan going around all the other little backstage
Portacoms,
caravans, whatever they were, and stealing the ginger beers?
licking the food and the drinks,
Yeah.
getting in the shit for it, eh?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then we weren't allowed to go back after that, I think, because of Dan.
You got
'Cause he's-
banned from Big Day Out.
Because he stole all the ginger beers.
I think that's true. Eh?
And
It was
then
something like that.
Rowan gave his pass to somebody to sneak in.
That's right.
So we were all well behaved, but it was our crew that were misbehaving.
Misbehaving,
Yeah.
misbehaving crew.
Crack up.
Yeah.
So you got a couple of Australian things under your belt, and then what? Do you get the what was up next? You get the Southeast Asian and
No,
Japan back
we
to
recorded
back?
We Are the Dead.
Yeah.
We got that album. That album was interesting because we had planned to sort of record it in a particular fashion, and then we kind of got let down by a few people that were involved in the process. And poor old Boozey and Ross kind of had to sort of make do with what they were doing. They were recording guitars with Zoran at the time, eh?
Yeah.
And then I think we did the drums at another studio. I think Matt had something to do with helping like put things together. I think we recorded some demos in his garage or something.
Yeah, we
Down off
reamped
Dominion Road there.
we reamped the guitars, which was interesting as well. And I wasn't super psyched on the tone, but I don't know, it got done.
It got to the end, and then we didn't have something lined up for the vocals, and Matt and Sam ended up recording the vocals in a bedroom. And I don't want to undermine Sam here, but I don't think they quite came out the way we all wanted them to, and I think Sam would probably accept that, and
I
was
feel like
probably
the
his view
record in
anyway.
general, right? Like,
But we put all this work into it, and then it didn't really sound the way we thought it was going. It wasn't as polished, and it didn't. We spent a bit of money on it.
Yeah.
Well,
but-
we weren't on an American label then, were we?
No,
Was it just-
we'd signed to
the Australian label.
Trial and Error in Australia, and so
I didn't know that.
we managed to get a release in Australia, and I think at the time we were just like, oh fuck it, we've got the record now, let's play it. So
I don't remember being that disappointed. I guess it could have been better. I just remember it being hard work.
How'd you get
Yeah.
how'd you
Really
get an
hard
Australian label?
We released These Cities Are Graves on Trial and Error.
Oh.
Yeah.
And who's Trial and Error?
a re-release.
They were an Australian hardcore label.
Was it
They
guy
were
Nigel?
released in
Was it
Australia.
Nigel?
Yeah.
Nigel.
He was
Mindsnare.
out of Mindsnare.
Oh, there you
Nigel.
go.
Yeah, he was
Sure.
the bassist or guitarist of Mindsnare. I don't know whether he still is, but he was at the time or in the early piece. Legend of a bloke, and just like pulled some strings for us,
You can see it on the CD that the original CD's got like a red cover, and then the re-release on Trial and Error has like a black cover, and it's got some extra tracks on it and stuff.
Can't remember.
Yeah. So we got through all that, and then we just got back on the road and started playing. Like,
Yeah.
over
Well, what
and
if,
over again.
by your own admission, if These Cities Are Graves was a bit of a mixed mash of songs, and then you had an opportunity to write where We Are Your Dead with a bit of a mature direction, where did you decide to take it from there?
I think, because I wrote half of it and Ross would have written half, but I think I had a big part in putting the songs together.
Yeah, the creative direction was, I think that was sort of the point where Boozey started sort of taking over that role, and Ross was starting to distance himself from the band a bit.
Oh,
For whatever reason.
he definitely wrote half of the riffs, I'm sure of it, but I think that I had the most input in putting the songs together.
Right.
And what were you leaning towards? What was the vibe?
I can remember quite clearly. I don't know if you guys remember, because I was like, I want to kind of sound like Archangel and Hatebreed, something like that. I think I remember using those bands.
I remember we all agreed that Martyr AD was like a band that we were influenced by. Like we had a small collection of bands that we all agreed with. We liked that we had a similar sound to, but we needed to,
We're just influences. Like, I think even Figure 4.
Yep, Figure 4. Yep.
Josh, you might have said them.
Yep. The Banner, I think it was.
That was probably more you and Sam. Yeah.
What, Disembodied? Did we say that? Martyr AD?
Disembodied.
At
Disembodied, Martyr AD.
that time, so We Are the Dead time.
Oh, at that time,
Yeah.
until the end.
Until the end.
Oh, until the end.
Yeah, until the end. We used to play an Until the End cover when we go to Australia.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, and they used to fucking lose their shit every time we play it.
What song? Nothing Between Us.
I'll
Yeah.
fall to my knees.
And Pray for Your Death.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it was sick.
Oh yeah. And why did you say it was a mission to record?
That album.
Yeah.
It just was that.
Because it was just a bit, recording was hard because he wanted everything to be super tight. And so originally
I've heard that he's still like that from bands that go to see him these days.
like, good on him.
Yeah.
He can hear that. He can hear stuff that I couldn't hear. But originally we were going to double track the guitars, both sides, which is what Parkway did with Adam D. And we did 1222 demo with him, and he goes, "How tight do you want it out of 10?" And I went, "I don't know, 8." It was like 8 hours later for one song doing guitars. I'm like, nah.
You were like 4.
It was just like he would just play a part and stop, start again, stop, start again, stop, start again, just over and over and over. Like I said, he could hear things that I couldn't hear.
You've also got to bear in mind that Antagonist always worked quite efficiently and always had a fucking strict budget because we never had any money. So if we got recording time,
It was
we
our
used
money.
to get in and out. Like we didn't fuck around. So it was that was probably a big difference. It was like the time
Yes, I
And
took time
the
off
pressure.
work. I took time off work, and instead of recording, Zoran wanted to play cricket. I remember that. Took me down to the nets and then smacked me all over the park, and I had to go pick up the cricket ball, and I just wanted to record. I called in a sick day. But I do remember reamping the guitars, and he had grabbed some weird pedals and stuff, and I was going, no, it doesn't sound good. And he was like, no, this is it, man, this is it. And I was like, no. And Ross came in, I was like, Ross, can you tell us which tone you like better? And thank fuck he liked my tone.
Oh, yeah.
Which was pretty much my 5150 with a overdrive.
Okay.
Like pretty stock standard
That
sound.
kind of became our signature sound over time, eh? The 5150 overdrive. The boys spent a bit of coin fucking looping pedals up and getting a pretty nice sound. Like, I think when I look back, like, our writing was never the most technical. It was never the most over the top or anything, but we always had a sound. And I reckon it was these guys, the time they put into the guitars, get into the fucking...
Well, it was all written with the guitars first.
Yeah.
Guitars come in, then the drums come in, and then Sam at the end.
Yeah.
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 What was the consideration of the bass tones over there then?
No consideration from me, bro.
No,
You slap it,
you
brother.
had a pedal. What was that pedal that you used? Sansamp?
Sansamp. Yeah.
So it was two fingers for every riff, and the Sansamp.
Yep.
That was it.
That was it.
One finger too many, aim off.
Beautiful. Music is my airplane, eh?
That was a quote from The Moth.
All right,
So-
We Are the Dead. And what did you guys...
Do on the back of that album.
Yeah, I mean...
We
so you-
talked shitloads. Unfortunately, in 08, Josh's dad had an accident and died. And that fucked everything up because Josh had so much shit to deal with. And we were just about to tour the record. And we honestly thought he wasn't going to be able to come on the tour.
I remember that.
And he decided to come to try and keep himself distracted from, obviously, the shit that he was dealing with.
I think the tour started the day after Dad's funeral.
Yeah,
The next
yeah,
day.
and so
Like
like
that show.
it was fucking
Yeah.
hard, bro.
I
Like
was-
we
I
were
went to
all,
that.
we're all very cognitive of what he was going through and trying to make sure we could cushion him. And I remember that being like quite a dark overtone to the tour, but you fucking dealt with it like a trooper, eh? And then we sort of we dealt with the tour. We got home, and then Josh and I started surfing all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Was that after that tour?
No, what happened actually
Oh, we
is...
went to Bali. We went
what
to
happened
Asia
is we...
first, eh?
Yeah, because we had in the background working... Because we had just done Parkway, so things were popping off. We had just recorded... We had just finished We Are the Dead. So that tour that we did, I'm pretty sure, was the We Are the Dead
Correct.
tour.
With
And
the Broderick.
that's
With the
it,
Broderick.
With the Broderick. And
Yeah.
then I had teed up. I had this boy who used to live in New Zealand, an old mate, Feroz, who had a contact in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
He was living in Singapore.
He was living in
with his gang.
Singapore, and we were like, because, I mean, our mission was to tour, right? Was to get out there, like. And so
Is this when we quit our jobs?
yeah, so we were like, we're just gonna try and do this
Full
And
time.
and so we teed up this tour and starting in Southeast Asia.
We went
Which
to
is
Perth
known-
on the way.
We went to Perth.
Yeah,
on the
we
way.
went to Perth on the way. That was our first time, and I want to say that was our first time in Perth.
It
which
was. Did we play with Break Even? Was that there?
We played a crazy show. I want to say with Break Even and Miles Away.
Is that when
Yeah.
Break Even came back after their guitarist
No,
passed away?
No.
we played with Break Even on the Parkway tour,
Yeah.
and then Rowan passed away. Their guitarist passed away.
And was it
After
those?
that.
Was it those shows on the way to Asia?
Yes.
And that's
Yeah.
when we played that show. Yeah, it was.
Yes.
it was.
That
And
was the-
and they shut the whole thing down and called the police.
Yes.
Do you remember?
We played our intro. It was just going nuts.
Yeah.
And
It was
and
a
then
bar. The
then
bar
they
was in the
started, like-
centre of the club, eh?
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
the bar was a circular bar in the middle of a nightclub. We were up on the stage. People started moshing the fucking nightclub to the floor.
But they
And
because
security called the cops and shut the fucking
We
Yeah,
were
shit
because-
playing with
down.
security standing in front of us on the stage.
Saying,
Like,
pull the pin, like get the fuck off the stage.
Miles Away played, and they were like, "It's getting pretty crazy." And security said, "You've got to tone it down." And Sam was like, "Oh, yeah, tone it down." Yeah, sweet. And
Intro.
yeah, but they cut the PA first, and we kept
Yeah.
playing. So there was no mic, and we're playing, and people were just screaming the
Going
words.
nuts.
Destroying
And
the
then-
fucking
that was
nightclub.
insane.
Cut the power, and Break Even didn't even get to play.
Yeah.
And
No way.
There was police outside on the
Were
horses.
they pissed at you?
No,
I would say it was miles
no,
away,
I
not
think-
Break Even.
I think that
Break
they
even, break
were
even,
just
sorry.
worried
Break
that
even.
the fucking
Yeah.
the mob that like there would have been 400 players in this joint, man.
Yeah.
It was full,
Yeah.
and I think they were scared they were going to riot the club to the floor, and then head to the street, and whatever was in the way was getting pulled down. You know?
Definitely one of the best shows. We didn't really play.
We didn't play. Yeah, it was like 2 songs in, where they were. I remember Boozey just riffing like fucking me, just beating the shit out of the drums. Security guards and cops everywhere, grabbing people and shit, dragging them outside, and we're fucking.
That must have been pretty unreal. I don't think I've ever seen anything
Yeah.
that resembles that in my imagination.
Called the police.
It was wild.
And I'm sure the bar was owned by a gang, so for a gang to be worried, you know, it's pretty serious.
So you guys all quit your job. That which takes me to was such thing existed at the time as like an artist benefit, didn't it?
Yeah.
So you guys all got on the artist benefit.
It was an artist benefit. I think we all applied. I definitely didn't get it.
You didn't get
because
it.
Booze got it, and he was sharing his money with me.
Yeah,
he was like,
I was like, I got to look at
like a couple of $100 a week or something.
160, so $80 was yours.
He was giving me $80 a week, bro.
80 wax.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
I didn't know about this shit, guys. No one told me.
we would go on tour, and me and Izzy would go in and buy bread and that packet
Peanut
tofu
butter.
and peanut butter and eat in the van because didn't have any money.
Yeah, I had no money. I had no benefit either.
Sam got it. Me and Sam got it.
Sam got it. Sam definitely got it.
Me
Sam
and-
didn't
me and
share his
Sam was
with
probably
you.
getting
Me
mine.
and Sam.
We should phone in Ross, ask if he's got the benefit.
I
You don't have it.
I
I think
think-
Ross did get it.
Did
I
he?
think, but his wasn't as like Boozey managed to somehow nick the fucking highest amount, and he was a good
Because
cunt.
I was in Auckland, so yeah, that $160 was a high amount. Didn't even cover my rent. So I was
Wow.
lucky
Yeah.
I had savings.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't
When
know how
did they
the fuck,
end it?
Look, man,
It wasn't actually called the artist benefit. It was called something else. It was supposed to be for someone to develop their art, not for someone who was already in a band that just didn't want to work.
essentially when I applied for the benefit, they were like, "Mate, you've got a full-time job and you just quit it." And
Yeah.
and I was like, "Yeah, because I'm going on tour. I'm an artist now." And they were like,
Yeah.
"No, fuck off and go get your job back." You know? And I was like, "Well, fuck, what am I going to do?" You know?
go pick strawberries.
I remember I had a couple of grand in the bank, and I ended up dropping that all on a set of brand new cymbals and some sticks for the tour. And then I remember ringing my oldies and being like, "I'm on the fucking street," you know? And they were like, "Well, move all your shit home." I think we all moved our shit
I had to
somewhere
move
home,
home, yeah.
just so we could try and give it a red hot crack. And then off we went.
So we're
fucking
we're
Asia.
in Perth, and another thing I remember is Josh was still trying to get the show sorted in Asia, and we were already on our way.
Yeah, well, that was
Bro,
my,
that is a common theme which has gone on to my other 3 Southeast Asia tours. Is like you hop on a plane with, you've got your tickets booked, you've got everything booked, and then there's no poster out. There's no like. Sometimes you can't get a reply.
It's a wild place.
It was
It's a
pretty
wild,
loose,
wild
man. Like
place.
I
Still like
remember,
that.
I remember us arriving in Bali. Bali was the first stop, and me and Boozey beat.
Nah, it's Borneo, wasn't it?
No, that was Bali, bro.
No, it was Singapore, then...
Oh, Singapore, sorry.
Then
And then-
Borneo,
And then Borneo.
then Bali.
Yeah.
No,
Okay, well, I
then back
remember-
to Singapore. We were going like this.
Well, I remember getting to Bali, and me and
All over
Boozey
the
been
place.
like, "Yo, so where's the gig, Moff?" And he was like, "There's no gigs in Bali, bro." And we were like, "What are we fucking doing here?" And he's like, "We're
Surfing.
We're having a holiday, bro." And so literally,
Hey, there was a gig in Bali.
There was.
that was a fucking gig we freestyled.
No. There was
no,
one
we
line.
did-
What happened in Bali is we had a show lined up,
Yeah,
and it was just like
it wasn't.
no one had advertised it. Like, no one knew about the show, so we played this show in just a bar that was just being a bar, and it was
People
almost
blowing-
like
blowing
"Here you go,
smoke on us."
Go play over
Yeah,
there.
just
And
cunt
we-
smoking goodangs and blowing them in my grill while I was trying to fucking beat the shit out of 200 beats a minute.
So we were like, "Oh, this is pretty shit." So then but we were in Bali for like 3 or 4 days. So we just went and organised to play at the same bar the next night.
But-
Went and printed off some
That's
flyers. Went and like handed them round, and the next show was sick.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you played 2
No.
nights in a row.
So we
Yeah.
played 2 nights in a row. The second night was my fucking 25th birthday, and I said to
Yes.
Moff, "We're partying, boy." We're
Yeah.
fucking-
I'm sure there
we're
was only
singing."
like 5 more people at that show.
Nah, there was,
And these guys at the bar, they were good dudes. They Gopher, you remember?
Gopher,
him?
yeah,
And he
that
fucking
was-
lined the bar up with us. They gave us a bar tab, and me and Josh drank the whole bar tab. And then we packed up the fucking gig after everyone fucked off, and he closed the bar and just put the drinks on tap for me and Moff. And
Didn't he pull you something special?
Bro, we got fucking so pissed, cuz he pulled out a bottle of fucking what they used to call Iraq, and it was made out of. I got told the 2 main ingredients were battery acid and formaldehyde, and they used to mix it with like that Raro sachet shit.
Yeah.
Fucking
looked
dump
like-
a packet of that
it
and
looked
shake
like
it up in
Raro.
Nana's old fucking drink bottle, the
Yeah.
Tupperware gear.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Right, boys, start shooting up." And me and Moff drank.
shooting up.
We drank the whole fucking bottle, bro. and I threw up all through the bar, and I remember blacking out and waking up at 3 o'clock the next afternoon to this guy spewed all over the floor, didn't even know he'd done it. And we were fucked, and we were like, where's the rest of the band? And these cunts had got up at 6 in the morning and fucked off to the monkey temples, bro.
You guys were out to it.
I was all bitten by mosquitoes, bro. Thought I had fucking malaria. Fucking felt like I was dead, bro. Fucking happy 25th birthday.
Yeah, I was hanging out with monkeys and stuff.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a treat. And then it was in the fucking plane and off to Malaysia, right?
Bro, that is cool. That is cool about Bali, that you played like essentially like a pub show, and you were like, nah, fuck this, we're going to make it better. Where did you print out the flyers?
It's
We
Bali,
got some-
bro.
it was
Just go
MS
somewhere,
Paint.
go to an internet
Just went to an
cafe.
internet cafe.
Sure, it
and
was
fucking-
an MS Paint flyer.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
you were going to say it got canned, because when I went there with Confession, we had like a proper venue set up and everything. And when we got there, the police had just extorted or blackmailed the promoter, and he's like, nah, we've already given them. I think he gave him his scooter and some money, and it still wasn't enough to let us play there.
shit.
And he's like, now we're going to go play at this temple. So we hopped on all these scooters, and everyone from the show hopped on their scooters, and we went out to this like open air temple and played to still like maybe 100 people and 100 dogs. The show still happened, but
we did a gig to 100 people and 100 dogs with 100 bands on the bill in Jakarta. So
Yeah.
Indonesia.
different island, but same country.
I never
obviously.
went to the mainland, but apparently the scene is so massive in Indonesia that it can exist. I think it currently does and always has just existed by itself. Because you guys must have got in there at a good time, because since then I've tried to go there to the mainland, and it's been really hard to get into
That show
Indonesia.
was horrible that we
No,
played.
no,
It was
I
not a
played
good
with-
time.
Who was the band that looked after us? Because we
We stayed with some random dude, and his band wasn't playing with it.
But he lived in a nice area,
Yeah,
nice
but-
neighborhood.
It's like he was like, you should have hooked up the show through me. I would have sorted it out.
There was a lot of that.
Bro, I
There's a
remember
lot
the
of
drum kit was like a plastic fucking barbecue chair with a fucking toothpick holding the tin lid of a paint can, and that was the fucking hi-hat, bro. And then I had my snare sitting on another seat, and it was pretty much just bash this tin lid in the snare as long and as hard as you could, bro.
It was like Punk Fest,
I
Southeast
think
Asia.
people, I think
Palm trees
people were
everywhere
into
and
it.
shit. Dogs fucking running around, bro, licking your fucking legs while you're playing and shit.
I've never seen Jake Dargaville just playing on like a plastic school chair.
There you
Jai
go.
in the Philippines playing on like a blue milk crate tipped upside down, like sitting on that.
What else was memorable? Philippines?
Southeast Asia is awesome to
reckon
talk
Southeast
about.
Asia-
No, honestly, it was one of
Yeah.
the best times of my fucking life, bro.
We went from there to Bangkok, which was a pretty good show. It was
They were watching the soccer.
we were in Bangkok
on
for
the
like
TV.
for like 12 hours, and then we went to Kuala Lumpur. I was sick as a dog, but that was quite a good show in Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah,
Then
there was a girl that was running
Yeah.
the show there.
Da.
No,
No,
Dal was
no.
in the Philippines. So then
that's right.
Then we went to we went on that train the horrible train ride
Down
back down to Singapore,
where
and
no one slept
no one slept except for maybe Ross.
apart from Ross.
And then we get out of the train station in the morning, and we're walking-
Everybody's pretty.
we load all our
annoyed.
gear. Well, we get one trolley. We put the gear on.
Trolley's got a broken wheel,
Charlie's got a broken wheel, and Ross is like, I'm going to put my guitar on that trolley as well.
and Izzy was like, no, we gotta get my gotta get my cymbals on first. There was something, and we were trying to be careful with the trolley because if you pushed it, everything was going to fall off. And I don't know, can't quite remember what Ross did, but he came along and just slammed his guitar on and just walked off. And then your cymbals fell off.
No, he was pushing the trolley.
He was pushing
And
the
I
trolley.
was like, bro, I've got $4.5 grand of cymbals in that SKB.
Yeah.
Like, go easy. Like, I don't want it falling off the fucking trolley. And he basically just ignored me, ghosted me.
He did.
And then next minute, this fucking cymbal case just slams on the ground, bro. And I just fucking walked over and just booted his fucking guitar case as hard as I fucking could. And then I fucking shoved him, and I was like, bro, like, I fucking warned you, man. Like, let's fucking go. And he just turned his back and fucking walked off. And I seriously, bro, I think Moss stopped me from throwing his guitar on the fucking
He
train
goes,
tracks.
Ross was like, I'm done. And he walked off, and I was like, Ross, where are you going? You've got no money. You can't get home.
He's wandering off into the fucking sunset, bro.
Yeah.
The
I love
reality
like your
was,
old bickering stories of
Bro.
old antagonists you guys always have in
we were
bickers.
just twisted because we'd
But-
been up all fucking
It
night,
was like
bro.
3 weeks. That was 3 weeks
And we
into
were
the
eating
tour.
like one meal a day. We
We
were
were
losing
cooked.
weight, bro. Like I was skinny.
Southeast
But we-
Asia's harder because you've got to get up early, catch those flights, play a show, no sleep, leave at like 4 a.m. to catch the
37
next bus.
degrees.
Hot and uncomfortable.
That night
Yeah.
we had no sleep, but we were like together all the time, so you would just.
Yeah, it was
just reality.
like-
It was like having 4 fucking girlfriends, bro.
but
you
we
know?
went. That was in Singapore, so we went back to that guy's place.
Oh, who was that dude?
He was from
It was
Australia.
just a random Australian guy living
Yeah,
in
what was it?
Singapore.
It was from
we
Perth.
we
It's from
stayed
Perth.
with him because at Feroza's place we had to sleep like
On the
this,
floor.
sitting in a couch, and we
Yes.
were like, we can't
Yeah.
sleep sitting up. So I think I went and bought a $2 foam
Yep.
mattress, and we all tried to sleep on one little
Was
mattress.
his name Stu as well?
I can't remember.
So you guys were like, fuck Ross, he's out of the band. That
No.
where we were at.
I think probably.
And
He can,
Ross
ju-
was
he,
like,
he can just
probably
go
feeling
there.
like-
But Ross called the band meeting, so we're like, okay, let's have this band meeting. We all sat around like this, and then no one said
We
anything.
sat in silence in front of like in a room like this for about half an hour. Like it was probably about
It
half
was
an hour
it was a while.
without saying a single word. And then was it Sam?
Someone goes.
Sam goes, oh, should we go for a swim?
Yeah, we'll just go for a swim, and then we just went
We
for
all
a swim.
got up, went for a swim.
There was no band meeting.
no band
and we
meeting,
just-
and we were just like,
I think
just
I
carried
think
on.
we all mutually kissed and made up without it actually fucking
it
happening.
just took some time to get over the.
Yeah, and we
heat.
just needed some sleep. I think was probably the
Yes.
biggest thing, eh?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and that was
So that was Singapore, and
I
then
mean, we were at that time as well. We were like, I know what had happened. You guys were like, this tour's been shit. It's been dodgy as like I don't think anyone had been to Southeast Asia before, maybe except for me. And you guys were like,
I got wound up.
and then it was like
Yeah.
we heard that in the Philippines people get shot. There was something
Okay.
like
That's
that,
right.
and they were like, bro, you have to suss the Philippines. We don't want to go. Like, make sure that we're not going to get killed when we go to the Philippines. Was
But-
basically the
We'd also heard like Feroz had deliberately made some of the shows smaller, like he wanted more intimate shows.
smaller venues.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Singapore show was actually quite sick that we played.
It was
It's-
awesome.
it was-
I can't really say that the vibe was bad at any of the shows.
Oh, the people in Southeast Asia.
but
were
I remember
amazing.
just going, I just put all this money on this tour, and
Yeah. So
we're
we
playing smaller shows than
so
we
I
had
call
to.
up the Philippines and I'm like, yo, like, are we gonna die?
You called them on the telephone.
And they were like,
Oh,
they were
800
like,
Philippines.
nah, it's sweet. It's gonna be. And so we were like, okay, we'll go. And they were sick, eh? Like
Yeah.
Da and
bro. Hang on.
Wait.
We get off the fucking plane, bro. We grab our shit. Jetstar, no seatbelts. Fucking turbulence like I've never. Like I thought I was gonna die. Then we get to the airport, bro, and there's this
Asia.
fucking massive sign that just says "Death to Drug Trafficking." Now none of us were doing drugs or had any, but it was fucking intimidating. And then the next chap we see has a fucking AK wrapped around his neck,
Yes, that's
and then I'm back to thinking that I'm gonna fucking die in the Philippines again, and we're all looking at Moff going, "You motherfucker, you've stitched us up again, Moff," you know. And so we're wandering through customs, absolutely shitting our dacks, bro, hearing stories about people putting drugs in your knapsack or your
Was
fucking bag.
Chappelle
or whatever.
Corby? Was this right around that
Yeah,
time?
Yeah, it
no,
was
fuck,
probably
that
around
shit
that
was
time,
fucking
yeah.
green as, bro.
I think, yeah, didn't our guitars go as luggage, and then all our clothes and everything was carry on?
Yeah, carry on for the bags, because that was the shit we were most paranoid about. But like, I'm sitting there thinking, fuck, some cunts chucked a decent kilo of fucking coke.
I'd
in the snare.
always have those thoughts,
You
bro.
know?
They would always into my
Ooh.
mind.
Yeah.
Death to drug traffickers. I honestly was like, yep, I'm fucking dying in the Philippines. Good night. You
And
know?
how was it? I
And
mean,
there
we
was-
played in the Philippines. It was good in
Oh,
Manila.
it was mean.
Yeah.
And that was the irony, is it ended up being really good, and all the crew that we met over there, we made good friends with, and they fucking looked after us.
Good
like
food
no
there
tomorrow.
too. I remember
Super
having some
right.
good
They
food
hooked
in
us up
Manila.
good food.
Yeah.
We ate Taco Bell for the first time.
The guy
That
that
Nice,
was-
real authentic,
yeah.
bro. Nice.
Oh yeah, well, you know, it was a bit of a treat.
The guy that we stayed with, he had a person that did all his washing and cooked for him and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, we would get home from a show and she'd be like, oh, is anyone hungry? And everyone would be like, nah. And Ross would be like, yeah, I'm hungry. And then she'd make a big feed. And we're like, then we'd all sit down and eat. It was pretty awesome. I remember sleeping a lot there.
Yeah, we did.
You spent a bit of time in Manila then.
Yeah.
More than one day.
Probably
Yeah,
like
we
4
did.
days or something. We
Oh,
played
yeah,
Yeah, we
three
went out to
shows.
some fucking wild vegan restaurants in the palm trees as well, and
Do you
I just
remember the
remember,
show? Do you remember the show that we played where someone snuck in and then half the crowd ran out and chased them down the road?
No.
No.
Was it in the Philippines?
That was in the Philippines. Yeah.
I remember having a meal in a
tree.
treehouse.
Yes.
on some crazy
I remember
island.
that. And we played in that like weird spot beside the lake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it
That
was
was
all
what-
open to the air, like you were saying,
I
like
think you
similar
had a
sort of.
plastic seat at that
A
one.
plastic
as well.
seat at that one with half a drum kit that had been salvaged from the bottom of the ocean, you know.
So this tour, you made a point of like more of a holiday because the only Southeast Asian ones I've been is like
it was
day
6
after
weeks,
day.
man.
So 6 weeks.
6 weeks, and it was kind of like none of us had a job back at home, so we were kind of like, well, we kind of have to make the most of this and just, you know.
At least being there cost nothing, right? So
it was like in
we
hindsight,
got looked after, and they were literally feeding us as well.
yeah.
And then we went from that to Japan, which was like, because we flew from Philippines to Japan.
oh yeah.
Because that was also part of
I've
the
got
same
some-
tour, and that was
I've got some memories.
that was so different though, right? Like
Well,
going to Japan.
we went from 40 degrees
There
to
you go.
fucking negative fucking 5. And I got off the plane and I was like a fucking ice pick, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
Totally unprepared, walking around. Yeah, I remember it was snowing, and I just had a t-shirt and a thin zip up. Going, oh man, and I couldn't. There was no other clothes to wear because I couldn't fit anything in my luggage. So
I had one pair of jeans and I'd like
Yeah,
ripped a
one pair.
massive hole in them, so they were basically like open down my whole leg.
do you remember when we turned up there and we were going through customs and they asked you what was in your base case and you were like, guns, and they're like, what?
What an idiot.
Oh,
I wasn't thinking straight.
I used to muck around with the customs form, if you remember. They used to write like in like the occupation like urinal architect, like elephant trainer and shit.
I think you did that when I was with you.
Someone I used to write all sorts.
I remember telling you off for it, Luke, and getting really angry.
You used to get real mad in the plane.
I used to get so serious.
I
about
remember
shit.
you the first time they started questioning Sam about something and you were already through, and from across the other side you went, ah ha ha, Sam, ah ha ha, and then they were looking around, they grabbed Sam and took him into a room.
Why? Right, I remember walking through the line in Australia
First tour.
and someone pulled up my yellow card and they go, urinal architect? And I just looked at him and I go, someone's got to do it.
Bro, I got a
Yeah, let's have a little break.
got a job.
So I've got van broken into, my shoes in Germany, and seatbelt. Those are just 3 things that I wrote down.
I've got
the seatbelt one's pretty good.
my story of Europe is when I decided I was fucking done being in a band, and I still hung in for another 2 years. We could talk about.
I hope it wasn't me that fucking made you
No.
quit.
It was-
Yeah.
It was like,
Mic
oh,
back up more.
we'll touch on it. Yeah.
All right, we're back from the break. We've had a couple of snacks. We had that salsa was pretty spicy, wasn't it?
Spicy salsa.
I didn't touch it.
That was good
It's not-
shit, bro.
If I have that salsa, then he's in for a rough ride. I
Get a
think.
knife out.
He'll start fucking puffing his
gassing.
sphincter.
Smell Puff the Magic Dragon.
Creating the brown noise.
Puff the magic brown.
Noise. It's got like white noise, but different. It's like 4D.
Yeah.
4 dimensions.
That's
Yeah.
it.
All right, so the boys head out from Southeast Asia to Japan. You've gone
Yeah.
from 40-degree days of humidity into
Snow.
into snow. You've got no clothes. So I just imagine that. I think I might have seen photos too, but I mean, especially Sam, he used to wear like really small shorts and like cut. All you guys used to wear like big cutoffs. So I
Yeah,
can
big
imagine all
cutoffs,
through
bro.
Southeast Asia. You've just got shorts and cut-off t-shirts on, and then you turn up to Japan and you're
Bro.
just suffering.
Bro, it was the coldest shit. It was actually a really awesome time to be in Japan because it
Cherry
was like cherry
blossoms.
blossom season.
Oh wow!
And we didn't know that. We just got there and then holy shit, it's cherry blossom season.
I
you
think
know?
it was late or not at the normal time as well. So we were
Yeah,
lucky
it was a
to
bit.
see
It was like bit timing was the thing, you know. But it was fucking freezing, like so next level cold after being in Asia, and because Tomo
yeah.
put us on, and his parents like set up beds for us and shit. And who was that chap we met with, the guy that we thought was Yakuza, and we kept having him on and going, bro, you're Yakuza hard, eh? And he'd laugh and he thought it was funny as, but this guy had the proper Yakuza tattoos, full body suit and shit.
Yeah.
And he had like lovely little Japanese dog and a couple of kids and shit. But like,
Oh, yes.
he was like, I've just got to shoot out with my briefcase, and we're like, bro, you're washing money, you're a gangster, you know, like.
That was up north, actually. In north.
Yeah, what was his
Because we
name?
went up to like, I want to say Sendai, but it was like somewhere up north.
Had the proper bonsai garden, bro, like proper Japanese.
no
like it was
Did he have
mad.
like a little pair of scissors next to it, and he was?
Oh, bro, like this shit was like proper straight out of a book of Japan, you know. Like we got to see so much cool shit in Japan.
I
like,
pretty much didn't know where we were, not even in Japan.
we went to
In
those
Asia-
temples with the koi swimming
Yeah,
around
I
in the
remember
fucking
seeing
ponds and
stuff,
shit.
but I didn't know where I was in the country. I had no idea.
Yeah, Moff kept a pretty. I was just drunk the whole time, man. So
Were you?
it's like
Did you get any of the undies out of the machine?
Undies out of the machine. I remember eating sushi at a servo, and it was better than any sushi I'd ever had.
I was going to say it tastes better than any undies you've ever had.
No, I remember going to the 7-Eleven and I used to get the sushi with the stinky tofu because no one else would eat it.
That's right.
Then I'd just be like, I'd be pointing. Hi.
Hey.
So how many shows did you play in Japan?
5, I want to say.
Yeah, it was a good
yeah.
5,
Yeah, I
good
think
4
I-
or 5.
And who was the hookup of promoter of that?
So it was Tomo.
It was Tomo.
And Tomo.
Who's
you know,
Tomo?
Tomo is just a good dude, but he's not a promoter or anything. He had a label. He had a distro called
Brutal Koala.
Brutal Koala.
Yeah.
And Japan, it's got a bit of structure to it that he probably wasn't part of. So it was a little bit hairy, but he had organised some pretty good bands as support. So we played with I want to say Crystal Lake.
No,
I know we played with
Her
Crossfaith.
Name in Blood.
Yeah.
We played with Crossfaith.
We
bro.
played with Crossfaith.
And they were just popping off, and I think they're massive now.
Oh yeah.
Like,
They're insane, huge.
Bro, they
proper
were
big.
so into Antagonist, and we turned up and they had like the brand new rigs, like a drum kit with 28,000 drums.
Didn't we use their gear?
Yeah, they lent us all of their gear,
Yeah.
and we played the show, and the show was wild, and then they came out and just melted our faces.
They-
and we were
yeah,
like,
they
holy
did.
shit, who are these kids, you know?
Yeah.
And you could see, again, like another band that you could see would have a very upward trajectory over time, you know?
Yeah.
And
Just going from Southeast Asia to Japan, like the step in like gear venues.
from
like,
poverty to like high end.
It was insane. The venues were like tight.
Well, you're in the manufacturing country of most of that gear, right? That's like the...
Oh man,
It felt so good. I felt like,
all the gear.
yeah, it was sick, eh?
And all the sound, like the sound at all the shows almost sounded like you were in the recording studio, like tip top sound, all the mechanics, man.
Met the people from Comparison Guitars.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So you're one of the early adopters of the comparison.
Yeah, Zoran put me onto it and I just saw a guitar. He showed it to me and I looked at it and went, oh yeah, buy now.
So,
Pretty much got it, loved it. But then, all the bits started falling off the fine tuners and stuff. It wasn't really...
oh, you just took all of them out. I remember seeing the holes of them, didn't you?
No, I think there's still a couple in there, but it wasn't really that great for touring, but I made it work and the case was falling apart and they turned up. I think Ross had talked to them for some reason. He didn't even play Comparison, but they came and talked to me and I was saying, oh, where do I get these bits? You know, they're falling off, and they were just laughing like, look at your case, it's falling apart. Like it's all I'm holding it together with gaff, and it was like, ha ha ha.
Bro, not since ever since you were like one of the last people to keep touring with those wooden cases just falling apart.
Yeah.
Everyone I see now has got like plastic injection molded cases and stuff.
Yeah,
and I
SKBs.
think I got one just because I just saw how ratty yours was.
Well, I think
It's a super expensive guitar, like a 4K guitar,
Yeah.
and this like broken. Look, you can imagine like an old barn shed. That's what it reminded me of.
I just used gaff to hold it together.
Yeah. I remember
And
you
I used to
taping it up before stuck on a plane.
and I would reuse the tape.
Yeah.
I'd just keep reusing it. But I got quotes for those cases, but I just didn't want to spend the money.
Yeah. Did they ever hook you up with a sponsorship, or is that what you're trying to get endorsed?
We tried for years to get endorsements.
I think Ross was really into that stuff. I think he got some bits here and there, but
You guys kind of wanted to get the good stuff, though.
I ever wanted was strings, and we got some sort of. I got a discount from some place, and I would choose the gauge that I wanted and order them, and I'd get them cheap, and I was happy with that. I think Ross might have got. Did he get anything for guitars? He got.
Ross got crank. Remember he got that crank amp, and we were
Got the
like,
crank amp.
bro, what's this fucking Buzzy Bee fucking hive you've turned up with? And he fucking ripped me a new one for fucking having an opinion about it. He's like, bro, I wouldn't fucking diss you and your snares. I'm like, bro, if my snare sounded like a Buzzy Bee, I'd expect you to fucking rip it a new one, you know?
I remember some people laughing about
The old
that
crank.
amp. Yeah, had a distinctive
I remember
sound.
seeing it for the first time, like up on stage. It had like a green logo or whatever. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the Zombie or some shit like that.
Did you ever get any drum endorsements?
I tried, bro. I tried and tried. I think sticks were the big one because I was eating sticks like no tomorrow, like going through sticks and sticks and sticks. And cymbals were a horrible one because I used to play like a mutant and hit too hard, and I was always cracking cymbals. And any drummer out there knows that cymbals cost coin, man. They're
Do you remember threatening to quit because you broke your china? And I went and bought you a china from the rock shop. Do you remember that early on?
oh fuck, Boozey, you were so generous, bro. if I could remember all the times you bought me something, bro, Fuck.
It's like, I can't do this, man. It's too expensive. I was like, fuck, I'll go get a China, man. It'll be all right.
Oh shit.
Back to Japan.
There was a moment, especially like through that 09 period when we were going through Asia. Like we came home broke, man. We were proper broke, and I remember we were all quite broken from being on the road for a long time. And when we got home, we all realised that the whole trying to do it serious and full time was never going to work. Eh?
That bled into 2010, which we can get
Did it?
to. Yeah. So we did. Did we play anywhere on the way home from Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went back through Singapore, didn't we?
Or
no, that was
through Australia.
No, we did an Australia tour. We did a full tour of Australia,
we
bro.
did, yeah.
After Japan.
After Japan.
I think it was like 5 shows in Australia or something.
And then we
That
may
might
have
have been the
even
tour.
gone to the South Island of New Zealand after that too.
Yeah, we did.
I'm pretty sure because
Big tour of New Zealand when
the
we got
total.
home.
I was off work for 7 weeks.
Yeah.
For that one.
Yep.
Yeah, big tour of New Zealand. So we came back through Australia, and that was when we teed up Stu, I think, to tour manage us through that Australian leg. And that was when we ended up in Sydney and the van got broken into. That was that tour.
Okay.
And so
the van got broken into.
Yeah,
So we've been
let's talk about the van getting broken into. What happened?
Fuck, man. We'd been on the road for a long time. We were fucking tired and grumpy and broke. And Stu had sussed to tour manage our tour, a friend of ours in Melbourne. And
He wanted to go somewhere.
I think there was a girl he was seeing in Sydney, and he decided he was going to take the band round and watch a movie with this girl. And
we didn't know it was for a girl. He's just like, let's go hang out at this place. And we're like, okay, so we just pull
and
up.
it was like after the gig, it was like back alley Sydney, like junkies everywhere, sketchy as shit. And we had a 12-seater van that we'd hired from Europe Car or one of them. And all the boys' shit was in the car, like fucking
Everything.
thousands of dollars of guitars, cymbals, all of our gear. I think we might have had a couple of heads we'd nicked from somewhere.
Sure.
And the boys were, like, everyone was like, okay, let's go watch this movie. And I was like, fuck no, bro, I'm not fucking getting out of the fucking van. Like,
You hated getting out of the van.
I hated getting, I used to sleep and live in the van, bro. Like,
I remember that.
Yeah.
Maybe, but give me the keys. Give me the keys.
If I got too tired, I was always I was the nana of the band.
Yeah.
But anyway, I refused to leave the van. I was like, there's too much gear in here. And so I was like, right, I'm going to have a fucking nap in the van. Like, sweet. No one's going to rob it while I'm in the back of the fucking van, you know? And laid down, fucking dropped my head and somehow fell asleep. And then I woke up to like what sounded like water on the roof of the van, like a whoosh. And I was like, these dirty fucking pricks. They're fucking up in that apartment flinging water on the fucking roof of the van trying to fuck with me, you know? And I was like, motherfuckers.
Which could have happened.
Rolled over, went back to sleep. And then all of a sudden I heard this go, 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 go. And I wake up and I look around and there's like 5 hoods around the fucking van. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? And I'm thinking it's these lot. And I'm like, get in the fucking van, let's go, you cunts. And then all of a sudden I saw this guy just jump into the front of the van and just start going through the glove boxes and shit. And I was like, holy fuck, these cunts are robbing the van.
Yeah.
You know? And I shit my pants. I was like, yep, I didn't die in the Philippines, but I'm going to die in fucking Sydney. You know? And so I looked around and I grabbed my phone. For the life of me, I don't know why I had a phone on this tour, because I never took a phone on tour. And I text Boozey and just said broken into, and looked for the nearest thing that I could find, which happened to be like a fucking backpack or something. I was like, well, that's no good. I was looking for a car jack. I was going to smash this cunt.
Yeah.
And I ended up like sneaking to the front of the van, bro, and grabbing this guy by the fucking hair and just uppercutting him. And he just let out a scream like a proper fucking
Because he would have got
child.
scared. He wasn't expecting someone in there.
Bro, as you can imagine, my adrenaline was like pumping out of my fucking chest, bro. And I just let out a war cry, and it wasn't no Kamate fucking haka, bro. It was like probably more like Last of the fucking Mohicans, like screeching at the top of my head, just full fucking toesing this cunt.
Yeah.
And then
You punched him right out of the window.
no, he was in the fucking, he'd opened the door, bro. He was in the fucking van.
Yeah.
And I was holding him by the hair, just fucking uppercuts, bro, like thinking these cunts are going to jump in the back of the van and kill me. They've probably got knives and shit. Anyway, he grabbed everything he could, fucking somehow squeezed his ass out of the van, and these guys all come running down, and I was screaming at these guys, and I ripped the door shut and got glass all in my hand, which was not ideal. But they all came down and realised what had happened. So we ended up running up the street trying to find these guys, because they'd nicked a couple of backpacks. And
They only took one backpack, which had the
Was it
GPS
one?
in it. Yeah, because
it had a GPS, that's right.
The backpack was in the front. So this is before the days of a phone with Google Maps.
no
this was
iPhones
the
with a
actual
fucking...
GPS.
Oh, like a TomTom.
Yeah, like a
Yeah, or
TomTom.
like
Yeah.
maybe there was the odd phone that had that shit, but we didn't back then. We just had like a fucking GPS that sticks to the front window.
I forgot the GPS one time and had to buy one when we got there. That was...
It was you pretty much needed one in Australia back then, you know, like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was how you found your way around, you know. And so it was pretty eye opening. Like fuck, honestly, sometimes I think to myself, shit, if I had found a carjack, I probably would have killed this cunt, and I'd probably be locked up for fucking murder. So you
When
know,
did
like,
these guys turn up to the scene?
these guys kind of
Well,
rocked up
as quick
and-
as we could. Like,
pretty
'cause
much as quick as they could.
I was like down around the block.
I remember he texted me, and I think I went like this to Stu, and Stu's like, "What?" And I'm like, and then we all went out. Like it
Were
was
you in the cinema watching the movie?
No, it was
no, it's at someo's house.
Oh,
we're just in the
Yeah.
lounge. watching
So
it.
like these guys went running up the road, tried to find them, and then someone called the cops, and the cops showed up, and it was like one of those things. Like if we look back on the timeline of the band, there was always little milestones that really set us back, and this one set us back because we had to pay $800 in excess to get this window fixed. And we had to drive to fucking Byron Bay the next day to play a gig.
Had to pay for the GPS.
And we had to pay for the GPS and replace the stolen goods from our friend and tour manager. So it was like, there was a few like trials and tribulations through the history of the band like that, where we were just starting to get ahead. We had some coin in the bank. We were like ready to pay for the next thing. And then something like that would fucking happen, you know? And it was ratchet because we had to drive to Byron. Europe Car couldn't give us a new 12-seater because those things were like rare as hen's teeth back then. Tourists and bands alike would just get their hands on those fucking vehicles months in advance, you know. So we ended up recruiting a friend of ours, Trent. Shout out Trent Baldock from Bondi. He jumped in the car with us.
Relentless.
From Relentless, yeah, and he sat in the front seat. I don't know how the fuck he did it, man. Drove all the way to fucking Byron Bay from Sydney with no fucking window in the door, just getting blown like fuck by flies and God knows what else.
Yeah.
Like just trooper, listening to fucking Madball on the stereo, you know? And those sorts of things were just things we just, all right, we've got to deal with it. Move on, you know?
So was there a scene in, because the whole time that I've toured Australia in the last like 12 years, never played Byron Bay. So what was happening there?
Parkway had built a scene there, and 50 Lions, you know, Oscar, Winston's younger brother, had a band, and he'd done a lot for the scene in Byron. There was quite a few bands. In Heart's Wake were another band that were like working hard, and they had a decent scene, man, from what we saw. Yeah. You know, the Youthy had shows quite regularly, and they used to have the bigger shows at the high school. I think there were some promoters that used to bring big bands through.
Well, it's only 2 hours from Brisbane as well.
Yeah, so a lot of the Brizzy sort of scene, I think, used to trek up the coast there, you know. So when we were hanging out in Byron, there was, like, the guys from Offends, like, were looking after us, and Kent and the boys, like, they were you know, helping put shows on, and there was a bit of hard work going down in there, you know. So yeah, I mean, I don't remember ever playing Byron and it not being good, eh? Yeah. And like we'd always go swimming or surfing or hang out at the beach, and
I think we used to stay there a lot even when we weren't playing there.
Yeah, we'd just go and hang out and get a couple of days R&R.
I know we went to Parkway Drive, the actual Parkway Drive. Did we stay there? I know we went
No,
to
I think we went and had a barbecue with
Egg was there.
With Chode.
Egg was there too.
And Egg was there with Chode, and we had a barbie with them and
Egg and Chode.
Egg and Chode.
Oh, what a combination, bro.
Yeah.
Chode Egg.
I don't think I've ever seen them together, to be honest.
Oh, that dangerous combination.
Yeah. So, after that massive 7 weeks off, coming back from Japan, Australia, and then back to New Zealand to finish it off, did you guys make any headway financially coming back to New Zealand?
No,
or?
we were
fuck.
I want to say we're probably like 20 grand in debt at that.
We were in the hole, and all of us had like siphoned and borrowed money from every fucking angle we could. Yeah. And so like max credit cards, fucking max debts to parents and friends and shit. Like I owed everyone money, man. And
it's crazy. Is there no good guarantees in Australia even?
At the clubs.
Yeah, what small guarantees we did get that were decent financially had already gone on a credit card to pay for something else, you know? And so it was constantly piggybacking off money that was going to come in to pay for the thing in front of that, you know? Like
Well, that's why I think I got shitty about in Asia, because it could have been bigger than it was, and they kept it small. And I was going, why would you do that?
After 3 tours of Southeast Asia, we've only ever got accommodation and flights to the next show.
Yeah. Oh, look, I'd definitely say, man, like in hindsight, we were probably still really spoiled even with what we did get. It was just hard because none of us had shitloads of coin in the bank, and we were all trying to fund our own music gear, the flights, any costs that came up for the band, you know, merchandise.
When did was it after Asia did we do Earth Crisis in Australia?
I think so.
I think it wasn't. I think it was quite close to that.
Yeah, it was around there.
Yeah,
we
I can't remember,
Earth Crisis, Dave Contempt.
Yeah,
Can't remember where that slotted in.
Dave Contempt reunion with Earth Crisis. That was a cool tour.
I reckon. I want to say it was that year.
Yeah, I think
Might
it
have been
was
the same year. Did we go back for that tour though? We came home.
We came
toured
home.
New Zealand for we did a tour of New Zealand from the top to the bottom. I remember it being like fucking 14 shows or something.
You said Invercargill.
Yeah,
How's shows go down there?
yeah, there was like 5 or 6 different towns and centres that we played in South Island.
I do remember Invercargill. We stayed at a hostel.
Yeah.
We did. We stayed at a hostel. Yep. Played with Six Lip, who were like sort of probably the band that was really trying to do things in Christchurch at the time.
And
Did they ever get overseas? Because
I think they did, man.
Probably Australia. The show with them was good. I don't remember what their venue was.
They were good dudes to tour with. They were funny, eh?
because people used to always say it, right? When we were over there, they're like they'd always say Six Lip, but it was an Australian trying to say Six Lip in a Kiwi accent, and they'd be like, you know, Six Lip,
Six Lip,
Six Lip, yeah. Like I never knew them.
Six Lip,
two step at sucker.
Yeah,
that's what the shirt said. So we did that, and then Europe came up.
Yeah.
I think
did you do a record in between those?
Yes.
Two?
We sort of
Did
settled. Yeah, we took a step back and started.
Okay.
Because we were playing Old Bones in Europe.
Was that with Nate?
With Nate in Tauranga. We went over to Tauranga and recorded.
How the fuck did we pay for that?
Yeah.
Good God.
I think whenever we did Australian tours, we would get some money, and then we'd
I think we could break even through Australia.
Even get a little bit of
bit of profit in the
because
band.
I do remember getting paid back. I walked away from the band with no debt. Like I paid for all my own gear and everything.
Yeah.
But I don't remember being owed anything from the band.
No, we paid you out when your time was up. I think we like pulled the money that was left.
Yeah.
And paid you. I think Luke was in the band when we saw it.
I think Sam gave me a lump of cash at the end.
Yeah.
Whatever I was owed.
No, I think we all agreed that was the tidiest way and the fairest way was, you know. Yeah.
You're skipping ahead on that one.
yeah.
But so we recorded that album. I don't remember too much about it. I remember you recording the drums and that guy was helping grab your cymbals.
No, that was We Are the Dead.
Was it?
Yeah, no, Old Bones.
Was it the same place?
The same place though,
okay.
yes.
That's why.
Yeah, that was the Porch in Hamilton.
Yeah,
so Old Bones we kind of smacked it out in, I want to say like a weekend.
I remember I wrote one of the songs and I sent you a click track with Guy guitars and I called you and I was like, have you listened to it? You're like, yeah. And I was like, okay, so first part is this, then the next part is a fast part on the beat, and then it does a breakdown, and then it does this, and then it goes off the beat, and I was explaining it all to you over the phone, and you're like, yeah, no problem. Then we just like turned up and jammed it.
And did it work?
Yeah.
Of course
no problem.
It did. Of course it fucking did, Bruce.
I want to say at this stage, Ross isn't in the band, so we missed that bit.
Oh, so did he do Earth Crisis?
Yeah, I think he did do Earth Crisis, didn't he?
So somewhere after Europe, after Asia, and between that and Old Bones, which isn't a very long time.
He wasn't on Old Bones.
So
no.
Somewhere in there, he jettisoned.
Yeah, he parted ways and ended up joining Saving Grace, I think, at the time.
And Dread Response?
Oh, he did. He had a stint in Dread Response as well. Yeah. I don't know whether that was the same time or which was first or second or what.
Around he was in that metal band as well. Molestia something.
The Episcopate.
Yeah. Is it a Christian band and like a heavily satanic band? It's odd.
Probably.
But did you guys gel well with Earth Crisis? I mean, I would have thought that you guys would have had a little bit of.
They were I don't know if I can speak on behalf of the others when I say this, but like that was a big deal, man. Earth Crisis, holy fuck. So I was like really nervous and worried, like thinking, fuck, these guys are just gonna think we're rookies. But they embraced us. They were legends, man.
Super nice.
Just wanted to get food with us every fucking night, you know, like proper OGs, super humble, super embracing, and Yeah, we were Day of Contempt were on the tour too, and some of the guys in Day of Contempt were friends of ours from, past tours and things. And so it was actually like super chill. Like everyone was keen to hang, and the vibe was good, eh?
They never offered you like an American tour?
No.
That's how things go, bro.
Oh, you're talking about networking New Zealand to Australia, right? And then when it
Maybe.
gets to...
The interesting thing was, I think I touched on this before with you. So Earth Crisis was one of the first hardcore bands I listened to, and then I got to play with them.
Yeah,
There was quite a
same
bit
for
of that.
me. That was real buzzy, yeah.
Yeah, I think there was
Wow.
a few bands that we were really into. I just can't
Yeah.
remember a lot of the internationals, but I think we played with a lot of bands we really
It was
liked.
crazy, like the bands that I grew up just being like, this got me into hardcore, and you just idolize these bands. And then like Madball, I don't know how many times, I feel like I played with Madball.
Oh, Madball was so good.
times, and they're
Yeah.
awesome.
That's cool.
And
Yeah.
Earth Christ, all the like
Even Hatebreed, man, like that was
Hatebreed.
mental.
Yeah.
Playing with Hatebreed.
Converge,
Yeah.
all these crazy bands that you're just like.
I remember having
how the
that
hell do we
moment
get
on
to play with them?
that Europe tour that you tagged along on, and we were with Parkway, and I was just like, man, I would walk into their rooms as like a little grom like maggot with my friends, just like mosh and be like, this is the best band ever, buy all of their CDs, like the physicals. Remember getting like Horizons and then chucking it in the CD player and listening it, like, because we got it that day and we had to work the whole day, and me and Steve could only listen to it after work, so we went, and we usually go to the gym after work, and I remember like parking up at the gym car park, listening to the whole album, then going to the gym, and then next minute you're on like 20 dates with them in Europe. Just like, this is trippy.
So that was, so we were going to go on tour to Europe. We went to the South Island first
Bro, you're stretching my memory for
with
that.
Leeches.
Leeches? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, once again, we paid for everything. I think we did something crazy where did we get credit cards
Something
or
like that.
We got a fucking big loan with a bank. There was some chap that
BNZ.
Sam was friends with
Yeah.
at BNZ. He was like a lending manager of sorts,
Right.
Oh, didn't you get like you guys got like a 4-way loan under your name or
We
something?
got a 4-way loan under all 4 of our names, and then when it went to get approved, Sam's credit was just fucking horrid. And we didn't fucking know this. I mean, we knew Sam was good for the old credit card. Chuck a few on fucking red and black at the casino every once in a while with yours truly. But the bank wouldn't lend Sam the money. So essentially, Boozey, Moff and I had to, guarantor Sam's part of the loan.
Yeah.
And
But
I
Sam
think
Sam was the drive though, like we
Sam
were
was the
saying.
driver.
So he was organising everything. So we're doing our bit too.
Yeah, Sam, definitely. We teed up this tour with 50 Lines and Gravemaker. Eh? That
Yeah,
was
Gravemaker.
It was a cool tour.
Oh, yeah.
Cool tour package. So the lineup of the Europe tour, 50 Lines, Gravemaker, which I actually ended up, when we went to America, we stayed at Bailey's house
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Gravemaker. And
legend.
he put us up in like LA and spent,
he's a good dude.
buzzed out there.
Yeah. So we
Good too.
did we stop over anywhere on the way?
Yeah, we stopped at Melbourne. I remember because we blew a tyre on the bridge on the way to the
Did we?
Yeah.
on the way to the show. which
Did
was
we play it next? Was
We
that the
played
club?
at some club. It was a sick show. I want to say Entrenches played with us.
I think
maybe.
they did.
And it was I thought that was our first show with Husey, but obviously not.
We
We'd done
did
New
South
Zealand.
Island. Yeah,
Yeah.
He did that show. It
We
was all
played
good.
Singapore on the way there or the way
Nah,
back?
that was the way back.
Ah,
So
okay.
on the way there, we did Melbourne, and then we were just there for a day or two.
And like to collect one of the club show.
Yeah, just to get
Checks.
a little boost. Yeah,
Yeah,
on the
fuck
way.
yeah.
Then we flew to I want to say Cologne or something.
Cologne in Germany.
In Germany, and we had our
First show there.
first show there.
So first time in Europe for
Yeah.
everyone?
Yeah.
First time.
Cool.
First time I was in that part of the world ever. Yeah.
First time
Awesome.
in Europe. Yeah,
Ate a kebab in Cologne. I remember
Yes,
that.
I remember that too.
I remember eating the craziest vegan spread I've ever fucking seen in my life. Like, shit was laid out like a platter of fucking
'Cause they-
salami and cheeses and shit. And
That
this shit
was
was
a
all
bit
vegan,
fussy for
remember?
us,
Yeah,
eh?
the food was like wild, bro.
They cater for you over there.
Riders
They make sure
on
you're
shows.
fed.
They
were
feed
like, what
you
is this?
and like,
Yeah.
like no shit, Lukey, like fucking 48,000 beers.
Yeah.
So I took it upon myself to try and drink all of them. And like Beck's by the tray,
Yes.
fucking German, Belgian, like all the best beer on earth, bro. Like
Yeah.
on tap, ready to roll,
Yeah.
And food, like the hospo was next level. Like
Yeah.
we'd never experienced riders in hospo like that ever.
And
you know?
they time it so well, like one thing is to get catering, but to get catering it right at the exact right time, like before the
Bro, some of the
sound
venues-
check, catering,
some of the
play the
venues you
show.
actually
It's just-
slept there.
Yeah, we
you know, like
slept at
you
the
play the
venues,
show, you eat the fucking food, you drink the piss, and then you fucking sleep downstairs in the fucking bunk beds. You know, like
Yeah.
it was the whole package, bro. And then it's get in the van, and you've got a private driver that fucking drives you to the next country. You know,
Yeah.
and
so
you're drinking the whole fucking time
because
you know.
we were at the start. I think we were in the van with Gravemaker, and then we drove to Cologne.
we drove to
We'll go over this story.
So you're already friends with 50 Lines from
Yeah.
touring in
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah, like very,
and first
very
time
good friends.
They came
flight
to
with
New
50.
Zealand.
They
as
essentially
well.
hooked us up
Yeah.
the tour, I believe.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
It was their tour.
Yeah, it was
Was
their
there-
line
there
story.
he-
Climbers, The Enemy album.
No, I want to say it was the next one after that.
Remember
Oh, shivers! I can't. The title of the album eludes me.
Elmsy
But
era.
yeah,
And first time meeting Gravemaker.
Yep.
Yep.
correct.
Yeah, met them at the airport. So we do. Yeah. Do you want to tell the story? I'll tell the story.
You tell a story. I'll jump in with my bits because I feel like there's some bits that you weren't there for.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
So we turn up. We turn
I know what we're talking about.
Yeah. We turn up to Cologne. We play the show. Goes well. And this is what I remember. We go back to the hostel, and I remember going, "You all good, man? Happy? Yeah, all good." And I remember going to sleep. I think some other people were.
And then so
partying.
me and I want to say, were you with me? I don't know if Izzy
I was with you, bro. We were partying hard,
We
bro.
were like, we're in Europe.
We were on
This
it.
is- I don't. And I was like, why is this place that we're staying like a bar? Like there's
Yeah,
people
there was like
hanging
3
out.
nightclubs just raging. And me
Nightclubs.
and Josh were just drinking
were
ourselves
hanging out
into a
with
fucking.
Bailey.
On different levels or
No, it was
different
all
rooms
like
or
no, it was like an alfresco sort of area with lights and shit, like an outdoor area. But there was these 3 bars all connected with a door that opened up onto this outdoor area, and you could walk from bar to bar with your pint of beer or whatever, your food, whatever. And it was just like a big fucking party, man.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
We were hanging out. I just remember Bailey being with us and just like pissing under the table that we're standing
yeah.
at.
Just standing with his cock out, just pissing
I
under the
remember
table, bro,
hearing
like it was
that
loose.
story.
It was fucking wild.
Some
American.
party.
Yeah,
He
he
was
was
sleeping,
drink-
man.
he was asleep.
Like, honestly, bro, honestly, you turn up to the venue and there'd be 800 becks, and I was in fucking beer heaven, bro. So
And sparkling water.
I seriously just drank for fucking 40 days straight.
That's
Like,
a long
I didn't
tour,
know
eh?
whether it was day or night or up or down, bro. I was just on the piss.
Which was
cuz.
good because we were literally sleeping on the floor in some bars and
Bro,
stuff.
we rocked up to this fucking venue in Germany somewhere, and these Germans were like, "We want to make party with you, and we've got Jaeger bombs."
That's
bro,
right.
And I just,
we want to make party with you.
bro, these cunts were keen to make party, bro.
Let's make party. And I said, I make sleep.
So, bro, me and Moff are fucking staying up late with these German geezers just drinking more Jaeger than you've ever fucking, ever seen. And I remember Moff carrying me out of the venue because I couldn't walk, bro. And then we get back to the some chap's house where we're sleeping, and I'm like, Moff, where the fuck's my shoes? And he's like, I don't fucking know, bro. And I'm like, bro, I can't travel the whole of Europe with no fucking shoes. This cunt, my faithful steed, rocks it through the fucking raining ass night, bro, at fucking 4 a.m, through the streets of fucking, I don't know where, Frankfurt, fucking finds my shoes, bro, back at the venue, outside the venue, just sitting there by the fucking door, brings them home for me. Sun's coming up, bro, and this cunt's rocking in with my fucking Vans, you know?
I don't even remember that.
You were asleep, bro.
Because he was sleeping. Fucking sleeping. My hero here is bringing my fucking shoes on.
What a legend.
Bro, I'm putting my shoes on, stinking of liquor, into the van, off to the next country, bro, you know?
What stood out in Europe? I remember the 12-hour drives. I remember getting fed.
Bro, the hospo was the thing, man. I remember when we were in Switzerland and they cooked that big feast of, like, it was like a fucking bean and rice mix, and we're all sitting around the table.
Well,
and
that was by the river.
It was by the river, and then
Yeah.
we went and slept out the back, and they had the bunk beds out the back of the venue, and this was literally behind where the stage was, bro. It was out of it, but it was fucking cool, eh? Like, just hanging with promoters and the kids that had organised the show. They're feeding you.
And then 50 Lines Gravemaker were awesome.
So tight.
Yeah, so Oscar, who was in the band? Oscar, Boz,
Boehner,
Boehner,
Elmsy.
and
Oh,
And
Boehner
Jono.
from Her Nightmare was the guitarist.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
at the time. Yeah, I think he...
so they were really good.
Really good
tight.
and good songwriters, man. Those boys, eh? Like,
Yeah.
and like they just knew the ropes. They'd been on tour not just with bands, but as roadies for Parkway and like other big bands. You know, done shit up, in Brizzy with a bunch of different bands. All of them had played in other bands for a long time. Like pretty seasoned musos in the
Vets,
hardcore scene.
yeah.
And yeah, they never like there was so many laughs, like they were never short of a laugh or a good burn, you know, like you couldn't fucking.
Yeah.
So you guys were playing as a four-piece, or did you play guitar? No.
We were playing as a four-piece. Oh, look, we made
do. So you were playing as a so your guitarist leaves after the first show, but you play the rest of the tour with one guitarist down.
We just figured it out.
Just made it work, man, and had no choice.
In some ways, it was kind of nice. It did not.
Those guys, they reckon it sounded. They reckon it sounded good as a four-piece. I was just like,
the whole side of stage to yourself.
You did a couple of special like techniques, and you linked it up with two.
No, I did that once, and I was like, it's too complicated. I'll just keep it simple. I used to do things like, I don't know, just play softer or play single string instead of chords and the breaks. I don't know, just
I feel like we'd been on the road for so long at that stage that it was pretty second nature, you know. Like we knew each other's idiosyncrasies. We knew what we had to do.
What else were we going to do?
Just worked.
No choice, right?
It just fucking worked, man.
Because he was in New Zealand. He went home, like go home, stay home. So like you had nobody.
And we didn't. I don't know when we heard from him, but I definitely had an epiphany on that tour. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a point where I hadn't showered for 4 days because there was no shower. I remember being in the Netherlands trying to have a shower, and the water was cold, and there was an electrical current going through the water. Nice. You hopped in there and had a shower, and I'm like, didn't you get any electric shock? Nah. And I went in there, fuck.
Bro, I was drunk.
I also remember being in Netherlands, and some guys here decided to sample, you know, the local stuff.
Local what?
Local something.
The local marijuana.
Do you want to tell us about that, Josh?
You want me to tell you about it?
Yeah,
it
wasn't me.
I'll fucking tell you about
myself under the bus.
Gotta cut it then. Gotta cut it.
Yeah, me and Sam and Moff, we're
not Moff.
Hey,
what do you mean not Moff?
You just said you would have.
Oh no, I was there.
Moff was there. Moff was there.
Me, Sam and Moff, we wandered down to a local, like a cafe in
Amsterdam.
In Amsterdam.
I'm pretty sure there's
was
a
it
photo.
Amsterdam? It was the Netherlands. It wasn't Amsterdam. It was the Netherlands, though. You know, it was.
Well, that is
fucking Dutch specialty. Yeah, we rocked down to this cafe, and there's this like glass cabinet with all these fucking blunts and fucking G'd up fucking joints and shit, bags of weed and shit, and it was cheap, bro. Like there was these big cone-shaped joints for like €3, and we were like, holy shit, that's cheap. So the boys were like, oh, we'll fucking take that one, and we rocked it back to the venue. And we're all having a beer and just like we'd done sound check and shit. We were relaxing, and we asked the promoter if we could have a smoke up in the fucking staircase.
No,
we had played. We had already played.
We played?
Yeah, we
Didn't you guys actually do it in the at the show?
Yeah, we did. We went up into the stairwell of the venue.
We were in the stairwell
because we were sleeping upstairs, and there was this crazy stairwell, and we lit this fucking joint up, and I had a fucking bit of a toe. Oh shit, that's strong. Give it to Sam. Give it to Moff. Moff's just like a fucking dart, bro, like punching this shit. And we were like, fuck,
I wasn't there.
Fucking veteran. Like, we're not fucking weed smokers.
I was in the band.
This was just when in Rome shit, you know?
Veteran,
bro. Yeah. So we had a few beers in the stairwell, bro. We rocked back down to the venue, and we were waiting for the next band to start. And I remember turning around, bro, and looking at the back of the venue, and Moss just standing there, fucking stance, bro, just roasting this joint back, bro. And I was like, holy fuck, he's full heaving it, you know? And then next minute, bro, we turn around and Moff's gone. And I'm
he disappeared in the cloud of
bro,
smoke.
He literally, he's upright, bro, and he just passed out standing up, bro, fell backwards, smacked his head on the table and slid under the table, bro.
Didn't you try and reach for the door handle? Or just
my ribs hit.
It just kept going?
From my point of view, I was just like, I was there, and then I was.
Have you ever seen the fucking the Wizard of Oz, bro?
Yeah.
You know when the house falls on the witch, bro, and the legs are sticking out the fucking head? Yeah. That was Moff's legs out from under this table, bro, like the Wicked Witch. Cunt's fucking high as shit.
I remember being in the band room, you guys coming up, and I remember just going, oh, what the fuck has happened? What are you guys doing?
Bro, I remember picking Moff up and like being really worried. I was pissed, and I was a bit high, and I said to Moff, bro, you alright? And he was like, fuck, I'm green, bro. And I was like, fucking no shit, cunt, you just sucked back a big fucking joint. So we carried him upstairs, bro, and put him in the fucking ACOM upstairs. And we had a bit of a meeting about it because we were all pretty pissed.
Did we?
Was it pre-show?
I was worried because he'd hit his head. He'd hit his head on the table.
We were staying in the venue, so we were upstairs.
I vaguely remember.
And he was green as shit. And I
think maybe I was just trying to piece together what had happened to make sure he was all right, because you cunts were all wasted, and I was like, what? Tell me what happened.
I was fucking worried, bro. And I remember saying to the boys, fuck, man, he's had a concussion. What if he fucking dies? And this cunt can hear us talking in the room next door, bro.
I went and sat with him. I'm pretty sure I went and sat with him.
I'm sitting in the next room, like, and I can hear you guys talking, like, I think he's going to die.
I think I came and sat with you, and I said, "Are you all right?" And you're like, "Yeah." And I was like,
Were you bleeding?
Then I just sat with you, I think.
Nah, I wasn't bleeding, but I definitely, like, concussed myself really badly,
I think,
on top of being, like, way too high.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are killing me. I ate shit snowboarding like 2 months ago. My ribs hurt and we just racked it back up.
Should we go back to my epiphany?
Yeah.
So,
Boozey has an epiphany.
I had an epiphany on that tour, right? I hadn't showered for 3 days. I was stinky, just wearing the same undies, sleeping on floors, and I'm going, I'm in Europe on tour, like, you know, technically this is the dream. I'm living the dream right now. I've got no money, I'm smelly, can't shower, and then we get to some place where we're all sleeping on the floor, and there was a door to a bathroom, and I was like, yes, I can have a shower. And I get in there and I turn it on, it's a drip of water. There's no door for the shower, no door for the bathroom, so everyone can see me in the nude standing there with a drip of water just going on my head, coming down my face like this. And I'm like, yeah, I reckon time's gonna come up soon. I don't think I want to tour anymore. I think I've done it enough. I think this is it. I think I go out on a high note. But yeah, that's one thing I remember.
It broke you, bro.
I mean, I was thinking the same thing after we did that van tour. You know, we're sleeping at venues. I just had to sleep in the van. I remember having to like pull a hoodie over my eyes, so there was just like a little hole for me to breathe out, and then tying a knot just so I could get some sleep in the van. And it wasn't until we did that tour in the bus last year. I mean, if you get on a bus, you can do it. You can do it forever because you can just spend all day sleeping, all morning sleeping. Or if you're sick, spend the whole day in the bunk, come out for the show because the bus is parked right there. Come out for the show, play the show, go back to the bus, and it's like that's awesome. But doing the van that's the hard yards.
The van was wild, bro. Everyone's socks and feet in your face and farts and fucking. And like, honestly, man, I think I cope with it by getting drunk.
Yeah,
like all the hard shit.
Everyone did. They would drink all night and just sleep in the van.
And just like sleep sitting up in the van. It was like horrible. Like it's not real sleep, but you know, you somehow manage to function at the next show, and then once you've done,
the only way to get some sleep was to tuck yourself out. I mean, if you went to sleep like, and then you tried to suffer that whole time awake in the van, that would have been extras. Where you stay up all night, you'd tuck it out, and then that van drive not so bad.
I'm just too sensitive to sleeping, man. Like it has to be quiet and dark, otherwise I can't sleep. So I just suffered.
How was the reaction to Antagonist? Did you come across some fans in Europe?
Bro, there was fans in Europe. There was cunts that knew the words. It was crazy, bro. We were in fucking East Germany, bro. War-torn part of Germany. Wild fucking to see and witness, like a war-torn city that still has never come back from the war, you know? And then we turn up to the show, and there's this posse kid. Like, there wouldn't have been fucking more than 30 or 40 people at the show, and this kid was moshing, bro, singing every word up the front. It was mental. Like, we didn't expect that, you know? That's cool. To see the reach, like, especially, like, this is, I mean, obviously there was social media back then, you know? Like, fucking MySpace, and I think Facebook was around then, maybe. But, like, to see the reach firsthand was mental, because we never, ever expected to get to Europe full tit, let alone get there and then some young chap singing our fucking lyrics back at us, you know?
Oh, hey.
So it was, like, very humbling, bro. Like, that was an experience in itself, just seeing that, you know? And knowing, holy shit, like, fucking the hardcore lives, you know? Like, opposite side of the earth, yeah.
How did you go, Moff? How did you go with the tour?
With the tour? Oh, I feel like I'm pretty resilient when it comes to sleeping and stuff like that. I just get sick. You guys would know this.
Yeah.
Every now and then I'll just burn out. Yeah, super sick. I'd be like on death's door, like literally.
Usually the start of the tour.
Box of tissues, Boozey. Remember he always had his tissues?
It was like
eucalyptus tissues,
Like tours are marked by me for like, I'm like, Kuala Lumpur, I was almost dead. Like Sydney.
I remember Sydney.
I remember going on a tour. And, like, it's no secret I've got a chronic gambling fucking problem. But we made a tour, bro. We booked a tour around all the casinos in Australia. And we rocked up to, like...
Did we?
Oh, you might not have been on this tour, but we rocked up. First casino, bro. First casino, we rock up. And we're throwing it, like, big time. and I fucking made like $1,000 or something, and poor old Moth lost all his tour money first
True
day of
story.
tour, and the cunt lived off Mega Ring noodles the
That's
whole
right.
tour.
I remember that.
and got sick as shit, and we were bawling, bro. Like we kept winning money, and we were fucking throwing it around.
That's literally the last day I gambled.
I remember you losing a lot of money, and you wouldn't say how much. And I remember you going back to the casino to try and win it back. And I remember us picking you up outside, and you were like, sort of, your hands were shaking with some money in it, and you wouldn't tell us. You wouldn't tell us how much you lost.
In the hole, brother. What a rush! What a rush in the fucking hole. I won it back. That's why, Boozey.
Did you guys go to the UK?
Yeah,
I meant Europe too.
yep.
We went to
Oh,
the
yeah.
UK.
We played Scotland,
We play
Yeah,
underground,
played
London.
Underground in
Edinburgh,
London.
Oh, I saw
on
in
the
that
corner of
book you had
Camden.
Glasgow. Yeah.
Glasgow.
Glasgow,
We
bro.
played Manchester.
Manchester.
I want to say.
Yeah, it might have been Manchester.
How was Europe different? So how was UK different to the
UK
mainland?
was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were into it. I don't know if this is a fair assessment, but the UK at that time seemed quite focused on sort of the more metallic hardcore bands, you know. So
cool.
we got a pretty good reception in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't, and that's because you ended up living in London. You didn't stay there.
No.
That's not around that time.
I was.
You lived in Japan
it was
before you
probably
lived in
about
London,
3
right?
or 4 years later that I was living there. Yeah, 3 years. 4
So was anything else significant in Europe? Moth,
Yeah.
do you remember?
Did you play any festivals?
Yeah, we
Played-
played lots
yeah,
of
we played a few
festivals. We played
festivals.
some random, like, not hardcore festivals. Like, just some random...
Just music festivals.
Music
I-
festivals.
I know we
It was
played
like
one that
Euro
Nasty
fest.
was supposed to play, and they didn't turn
We
up.
played with that Brazilian band. I don't even remember that. at a random festival.
take a piss.
We played festivals. There was, like, Europe
We
was
played
an
a big festival.
introduction
Remember
to
we played a
festivals.
festival with First Blood?
Yep.
And Carl and the
Ah,
crew,
yes.
I think they might have been the headliner, and we played just before them. And we met all the guys from First Blood. We sat down and had a meal
Carl,
with Carl, and,
yeah.
and like I think you'd maybe met him in New Zealand or something.
I think he came to New Zealand with Terra.
Was
And
it like
Yeah.
a Baltic Sea hardcore
Yeah, that sounds
festival?
right.
Do you
That sounds
remember?
right.
Do you remember their drummer falling off the back of the stage?
Yeah,
Fucked himself up.
Moose was there from Comeback Kid,
Yes.
and we hung out with him and had a few beers with him.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was doing in Europe at the time. Maybe he was seeing some chick or something. But
Yeah.
it was. That was quite a cool show. And I remember it being really muddy. There'd been a whole lot of rain and people were moshing in the mud. And I couldn't believe that shit, you know, like people were willing to get like proper caked up in dirt and mud. And, you know.
Where else did we played Czech. We played Italy,
Czech
which was
Republic.
Italy was weird, eh?
Italy was weird, and then
was
they
strange.
gave us food that wasn't vegan, and someone was munching on it. I
Yeah,
think Sam was
probably.
munching on the fish.
Yeah, probably me.
You.
and we played Paris.
Yeah, I remember
that.
playing at Paris, and I
yep.
remember going to the Eiffel Tower,
Yeah,
and
we
I didn't get out of the van.
And we
Oh,
went
true.
to
Yeah.
we went to Notre Dame
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
Stonehenge
remember that.
was another one another landmark
Yeah.
we went to
Yeah.
when we were in
And it
Scotland?
was a nice day at Stonehenge, which was
Yeah.
not typical. And I just remember
It was
rabbits
lovely.
hopping around.
Prague was a sick place to be.
I'm
Prague
sure
and
I saw bullet holes in buildings. Not in Prague.
oh that might have been
Is Prague Czech Republic?
East Germany. Oh yeah, no, Czech Republic was pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prague was pretty war torn. I think
and
still.
cobblestone streets.
Yeah, the Bone Cathedral.
Yeah.
Yes,
all those
that
human
was
bones
okay.
and shit. That was out of it, eh?
Yeah.
We went to Prague after on that tour that we were on,
Yeah.
and there was like when we went to Slovenia, Slovakia, and then we actually played a show in Bosnia. Do you remember? And as we were driving into Bosnia, and everything that was above eye level or the first floor was like renovated, and anything that was above the first floor was just like full
Rubble.
of bullet holes. And,
Yeah,
True.
that was crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, wow.
And that's where the bridge was. The World War One or Two was.
World War
started.
One was
Franz
started where
Ferdinand
they shot Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah.
And then we stayed at that accommodation downstairs, and he was going on about
The
how
war.
he fought and stuff, and snipers and all this stuff. Yeah.
Crazy,
Yeah.
to be in a place like
And we stayed at a venue which I actually think you wrote on the wall on.
I wrote on the wall. I was always writing on
Did you
walls,
guys play
bro.
in Bosnia on the 50 Lions tour?
that.
Nah,
I don't think so.
I think what you're thinking of was a different venue.
There was a venue where you had did an Antagonist tag on the venue, and we stayed in the same place.
I want to say that was in Germany.
This
Yeah,
could
might
be
have been-
anywhere in the
might have
world,
been
actually. It
Germany.
might have even been in
And,
Australia I did this.
Yeah, we did it all over the shop, eh? Like,
Hamburg, maybe.
yeah, might have been Hamburg. I forget. Yeah, Europe was like it broke us because there was so many nights of not sleeping, and we'd obviously racked up quite some money to do it, and obviously we'd suffered this incident of losing a band member on the tour. I didn't realise it had broken Boozey as bad as it obviously did, but we got home.
It was stressful, man. It was
we got
stressful.
home, we had a whole lot of debt, and we knew we had to dig ourselves out of the debt, so it was like back on the road, into Australia, eh?
Yeah, but we played in Singapore on the way back,
Yeah,
which was
that was-
really,
that's right.
really good.
That was
Yeah.
Did we hit Australia as well again? Probably.
Yeah, I think we did.
Probably,
I think we did hit Australia on the way home, net a bit of coin, playing some clubs and
Yeah.
some big shows over there.
Did
Then
you
came
link up
home.
with
Nick from Singapore? Nick Wong?
Yeah, Nick was
So-
great.
So Nick always messages me, and when I put the questions in the podcast, so like, got any questions for these guys? And he's like, "Yo, shout out, ask them about Southeast Asia 2009 or whatever."
Bro, yeah, like he was just young then, but he was a good
He
Do a,
was.
kid to
do a
have on the
great,
road, bro.
great Steve Irwin impersonation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he?
He impersonated me as well, cunt.
So since then, he's looked after Exile quite a lot. So every
Right.
time we go to Singapore, he looks after us.
Oh, he's a
Yeah.
good kid, yeah.
He's organised tours for us.
Because he was
and-
in,
yeah.
he was with us in Philippines as well.
Yep.
That
Yeah,
band.
because his band was
Who was the singer?
Joe
Joe.
Taco
Yeah.
Joe
Taco
Yeah.
Joe. Yeah.
Tattooist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Was
And-
Feroz playing in bands,
Feroz,
or was he
yeah.
just
Yeah,
hanging
he was
out?
playing drums and Mouthful of Air was their band.
That's
Oh,
right.
That was Joe, Feroz, and Nick, and there was supposed to be another member, but they would just come and go. Like they would.
Was
they
that
would
the young
grab
guy?
Random people. with
Rest in peace, Mao.
different.
Yeah, Mao. Mao was
yes,
floating
that was.
around, remember? Young Mao, he fucking died, I think it was last year.
He had an
Yeah.
accident.
Had an accident on
got
stage
paralysed.
and got paralysed, man. You'll remember Mal if you saw a picture of him. He was a good kid, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
wow.
Wow, didn't know that.
Yeah, he just suffered all kinds of illness after his accident and ended up being in a wheelchair, man, and couldn't proper quadriplegic, like terrible. But
Shit.
Jeez.
yeah, but Nick was a good kid, man. Yeah, good dude.
So what was Singapore a good enough scene to stop past after Europe? To
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, and because we'd
Yeah.
already been through there, we had a little bit of a setup, and like I remember the show being huge. People were singing along, sold out all of our merch that we'd dragged home from Europe, and then through Australia and then back home,
Wow.
and that was
What year was that? 2010.
so that was end of 2010. Yeah,
Did you take any lessons back from Europe? Learn anything or?
yeah, it was. I think it was like a
I got a job, full-time job after that. I was like, nah,
Yeah, we were-
nah, it's time to earn some money.
we were all in debt, so we all had to go back to work. But the reality was that fire was still there because we saw it the same as we did when we started touring Australia pretty heavily in the early piece. But that that ability to look after bands that Europe has, you know what it's like.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
feed you, they clothe you, they drive you. You know,
They've
like,
got a whole industry. They've
It's-
got promoters.
it's just
They've got
different, eh, man?
companies, and it's like
Yeah.
you could see if you lived there that you could be part of this ecosystem.
They,
Totally.
And it looks like your band just, if you're a good band, then you can I've seen guys that have got like single kids, you know what I mean? And then just like kind of doing the band,
The
which is
promoters-
odd. They're
promoters-
doing the band.
yeah, there's enough promoters to bid on shows.
Yeah.
yeah, and they've got it all networked out. They've done it for so long. There's
Yeah.
such a good infrastructure for it, So I think we came home with a bit of that. I mean, we were depleted because we had no money and we were broke, so we all went back to work and started paying off the debt. But
And then
we started writing,
we started writing. We got a
and
new
because
guitarist.
of the drama from losing a guitarist on the road, that broke us like pretty.
Did you have to
Pretty
pay
heavily.
some of his debt?
And he actually came to the party. Like, respect to him for that, man. Like, he fronted and he paid his share.
Okay.
And so we dealt with the debt.
We gave him an offer, not the full amount.
Yeah, a subsidised offer.
A chunk of the amount to pay it back, and he paid the money, and we just moved on. So we had to find another guitarist. So I was in a band called The Burial, which I'm sure you know. I love
So
that.
you and I were in the burial, yeah.
Yeah. And there was a guitarist, Matt, who we knew, had known for a long time. He had lived with Sam. And yeah,
You would have played old shows with him with Upheld and
Oh, I
and
drank
he
a
had
lot
a
of beers
sound
with
company.
Matt
He
over
was
the years.
he was bringing PAs to shows and running sound.
Oh, he
all
did
sorts
it
of
with
shows.
us.
He toured with us as well. I believe he'd
Did he?
He did.
Just as a hype man.
He did.
Flavor
Red
Flav.
Shore?
The Red Shore tour. with
Was he
us.
not in the band then?
Nah.
No.
Do you mean toured as
So
in
did
filled
we-
in? He
Filled
filled in.
in, yeah, yeah.
So
Oh.
did we actually go as a 4-piece for a while and just have fill-ins?
No. We just had times when one of you guys couldn't play a show.
Yeah. I don't
And
think Ross could make
I don't
it.
think I ever missed a show while I was
It would have
in
been
the
Ross
band.
then. I thought
Might have
maybe.
been Ross.
I know Rowan filled in on guitar.
Yep. And so did Matt on a tour.
Okay, so Matt actually filled in
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
All right.
And he'd lived with Sam for a bunch of years as well, and we all used to play video games on live on Xbox, and like
Halo.
Halo and fucking Call of Duty and all that shit, you know.
Yeah.
So we were, and like me and Matt and Sam and Josh as well, we were so bad, bro. We used to spend hours in the casino after gigs and shit. And Matt had that wild casino streak as well. He loved the fucking roulette, bro. So him and I used to spend hours on the roulette remember when fucking Bruticus was working at the casino and he'd catch us out, bro, at a fucking roulette table at 4 a.m, like fucking go home, you fucking emos. He used to yell out, and we'd be fucking shelling money out on the
Do you
table.
remember going to the casino with the golden goose?
Yeah, Boozey used to be my golden goose.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
rub him, bro, and every time I'd rub him, I'd fucking win, you know?
No,
So,
I'd tell you a number. and
oh,
it'd
he'd
come
tell
up,
a number and it would come up. Like, he'd pick the fucking number, bro.
Yeah, no way.
This cunt is like a lotto
And
fucking...
then I felt my luck running out, and I'd walk away. I
And
never
then leave
gambled.
Izzy to lose it all.
Yeah, as he gambled for me.
Yeah, man. Made some fucking money on my golden goose.
I do remember those early Antag tours of us touring Australia, and you'd just base us. You didn't really care about anything except for who had a sick casino.
Oh,
it was
man.
always Canberra had a good one, yeah.
Nah, it was Sydney, bro. Star
Sydney?
City. Melbourne,
Yeah.
the Crown. The
The
fucking
Crown, okay,
bro.
yeah.
Fuck, bro, anywhere there was a casino, I was a
Isn't
happy
there
man,
something
bro.
about there's different gambling laws in Canberra though? Because I remember, well maybe there's the only thing in Canberra was the casino, so we ended up there.
Possibly.
Maybe that was
fucked
it.
if I know. But yeah, like Matt was an integral part of the band, even though he wasn't in the band. So we all agreed, why don't we just ask him to join? And he agreed straight away. And we were like, fuck, we should have taken you on Europe. And I remember him being really gutted that we didn't ask him to go to Europe. And we were like,
that's
fuck,
right.
why didn't we just take him, you know? So when Matt
You
joined
reckon you
the
would have done
band,
2 shows, or
Maybe 3.
you reckon you would have got 100% more out of them?
I don't know if everyone would agree with me, but Matt's a bit of a freak when it comes to music, you know.
Yeah.
And so him joining the band was super refreshing because he had recording experience. I think he even had qualifications in that field, you know, and knowledge of rigs.
Did we? Yeah, I think we demoed all the songs of them as
We
well.
did, we demoed, like when we started writing Nothing from No One, like we started conceptualizing the album. We had a clear plan of how we were going to do it amongst us all. We all contributed.
I remember
and-
us talking. Hang on, Moff, were you in the band at this stage?
Yeah.
You were still in for Nothing from No One?
No, like in the process of Nothing from No One, I was there, and then I bounced like just before the recording.
So you would have learned some of the songs?
Yeah, we were doing some of the. We were jamming the songs.
Yeah.
It was at that stage.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I remember writing with Matt, and it was really easy, and he even just straight away just turned up with full songs, and
But he was always keen to like trial them and like massage them into a finished piece, you know?
Yeah.
And I think we all I think everyone was stoked because we were all contributing and everyone's ideas were, you know, coming to the table and we were critiquing the songs and we ended up spending quite a bit of time, like Boozey says, like demoing them, tracking them,
I
practicing through, changing them if we needed to tweak them.
spent a bit more time on it. So
Yeah.
what was your last tour, Josh?
We did this tour in Australia with
Yeah.
Matt, and
So was that Red Shore, or was it a different one again?
I want to say it was just us
Yeah.
doing our own tour.
Did we have the Macbeth van?
I think so. No, we had a hire van. I remember driving the van. I don't know if you guys remember. Like it was when my hair was at its
Yeah,
max
I remember
length.
your hair being long. Yeah, I do
Long.
remember that.
I feel like it was just our own tour. We played.
You and I
co-ops, we
grew
played-
our hair through
Yeah.
the whole of 2010
Yeah,
and we looked like fucking dogs.
yeah,
Can't afford a haircut.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was probably like mid 2011, the last tour.
Yeah. Do you remember going to Bondi, going to the beach?
Yeah, I think like we went to that would have been that tour that we went to the beach.
Izzy's trying not to
Had a great like swim at the beach, and I then we jumped in the car, and
Someone.
I think I was still wet with my togs on, so I couldn't get my seatbelt on.
Yeah, you couldn't get your seatbelt on. I think you also had your clothes hanging out the window,
Probably,
trying to
yeah.
dry them.
Sam was
That's what you gotta
driving.
do.
Sam was driving.
He'll have a different take on the story, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But he was driving, and
I was at the
Bondi's
back.
notorious for having fucking alcohol breath stops, you know.
Okay.
And
This is the middle of the day.
this is the middle of the day on a fucking weekday.
They're
We've been
probably
at the
just
beach having a
probably
good
just
time.
checking regos and whatever they could.
No, I remember they breath tested Sam, and Sam was
Did
like,
they?
"No, I'm good," and he was like, "Oh, good." And then as we were pulling up to the cop stop, Sam's like, "Everyone got their seatbelts on," and everyone's like, "Yep, yep, yep," and everyone turns around, and Moff's just in the back, just
The cop was walking over, and
And we're going, "Put on your seatbelt, cunt!" And he's going, "Oh," and he's like trying to fucking put the thing on.
Do you know what he did? He wound up the window in the cop's face. Slowly wound up the window.
Fuck. And this cop's looking in the window, bro, and he can see Moff like stretching the fucking cord trying to plug the cunt in. And he walks back to the mirror to the front of the car, and he looks at Sam and he goes, "Your mate just fucked you."
Your mate fucked you.
And,
Your mate's fucked you.
And Sam's like, "What?" And he's like, "Your mate, he's in the back with no seatbelt on." And Sam just turned around and looked at Moff and fucking shot him with laser beams.
Because
bro.
it's the driver's responsibility.
And he goes, "Oh, well, you're getting a fucking $300 fine." And Sam just like lit up, bro. And he was like, "You can't," fucking screaming at Moff. And we're all looking at Moff like, "You fucking piece of shit." Like, just,
I was just laughing.
bro. And then the irony was the cop was like, "Right, where do you live?" And Sam was like, "Fucking Auckland, New Zealand." And he was like, "All right, like these cunts are taking the piss now." He's like, "Where do you live?" And he said, "Auckland, fucking New Zealand." He goes, "What? So I suppose you're all from fucking New Zealand?" And we were like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, well, give me the address." And he's like trying to write the fucking ticket out for $300 or $400. And Sam said, "When I leave Australia, if I don't pay this, what's going to happen?" And the cop's like, "Oh, fuck, I don't know." Like, and he's like, "Oh, well, I'm just not going to pay it, so there's no point you giving it." And the cop started getting really angry. In the end, he fucking ripped the ticket up and said, "Next time wear your fucking seatbelt, you fucking Kiwi cunts or some shit."
He goes, "Just fuck off.
Just fuck off. Just fuck off," he goes. And this is a fucking federal policeman, bro. And bro, I'll never forget, the van was quiet. Boozey's laughing. Everyone's looking at Moff like, "You cunt." You know? Like,
That's the funny stuff.
yeah. And Sam's just shaking his head with utter disgust, bro. But
Yeah, I remember driving along the highway and his clothes are still hanging out. And then I think Josh was getting a little bit hot, so he wanted to wind down the window, and then his shirt or pants or whatever flew down the highway. We had to pull over.
What have you got to say about this whole thing?
Can't deny it. It's so true. Yeah, tour life is hard. Let's just say that. I was worn out. I was ready to.
So you just mute the whole time. He's telling you to do something, and you're just
I
like,
think
you're just trying to function.
Yeah, well, Josh was always chill. Josh wasn't really ever causing any problems or anything.
He didn't threaten to arrest you guys or impound your car or try and ping you for something else.
Seatbelt.
bro, Sam
Nah,
actually
like
racked up a few tickets in Australia, bro. And
You
I
guys are
remember-
notorious for speeding fines, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Sam
so
and
many
Matt would always
speeding
get
tickets,
speeding
bro.
tickets. Yeah.
And like those cunts would always want to stop at some fucking cafe out in the fucking boons, bro. And it would add an hour to the trip, and then we'd turn up late to the show.
Turn up late.
Yeah.
And then me and Boozey would be spewing.
But to be fair, we never drove either. So.
Nah, I was too drunk to drive. Bro.
I think I may have only ever drove once in Australia. So, yeah, it is
I
what it
still
is,
don't
really.
have a fucking legal driver's license, bro. So
In New Zealand.
nah.
Well, that's my answer to the story. I was driving. I was driving so much. I get a free pass.
Yeah, you get a free pass.
Yeah, you got a free pass. All the fucking times we cooked you with your credit card, Moff.
Yeah.
Paying and driving.
So then-
that was my role.
That was
your role.
your contribution.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, so then we're getting ready to record.
Yeah, we
Nothing
hit the
from No
studio.
One, and-
We hit the
and
studio.
Josh,
hit the different country.
Where did you go?
see you
Japan?
later.
Yeah, Japan. I moved to
So
Japan.
did just briefly on Japan. So did that Japan tour? You were like, Japan's sick. I'm gonna go have a
That Japan tour wasn't my first time to Japan. I'd already
okay.
been there for like
snowboarding.
nah. At the time, I had a girlfriend living there.
Oh yeah.
No, actually, sorry, that's wrong. That was my first time. And
Yeah.
then between then and moving to Japan,
Oh yes.
I had gone there like 3 times. I think I'd spent like 5 months there.
yeah. Yeah.
And then so
That's
by the
right,
time I
because
moved to Japan,
Tracy was living in Japan when we went there.
yeah,
Yeah,
she
yeah,
had
Oh.
just moved there.
Just moved there, right?
So
It was,
Yeah.
it was a little bit of the Tracy tour.
Yes,
That's right.
and then so then when I went to Japan, I had already been there quite a bit. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you link up with all those guys that you toured with?
Yeah, some of them. Yeah. The crazy thing was, in between that was the Japan earthquake had happened between.
Yeah.
The
So
tsunami.
The tsunami, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I remember Tomo writing on Facebook.
that happened a few months before I moved to Japan. And I was like, maybe not a good idea.
That's
Like, is it
hectic.
like radioactive? But
Yeah.
like, So what he was saying before, the dude up north in Sendai, like that whole area got pretty screwed by the tsunami, and that's up Fukushima, I think, is up that area where the nuclear plant was. So yeah.
You didn't join any bands over there or play any music?
Met up with quite a few different dudes and some real. Actually, what I did do is I sang in a band for
Did you?
What?
for just one show. Did a Pennywise cover.
Did you?
And a Dropkick Murphys cover.
I think didn't you do a song in One Must Fall as well?
Yeah. Both
Is there video footage of this?
all times not worth.
Is there footage of this that we can find for the archives?
Probably not. I remember
singing.
There is footage of the Japan show.
Is there?
Yeah, don't
Oh,
look it
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Don't do that to me. Yeah, and so yeah, dudes. I had mates like the Crossfaith dudes and a few other people that I met up with a bit while I was over there. It was cool. And Cooney Hyde. There's a few characters, and saw lots of bands come through in Japan as well, because everyone wants to go play Japan.
Yeah, why wouldn't you want to? Yeah.
A lot of other cool bands played there while I was there. So that was awesome. Madball.
Sick.
Yeah, but
All right. Take us back to Nothing from No One then. So
Yeah, so
writing,
we-
you've got Matt
that
on
with
board.
the-
Yeah,
You
we
guys are,
basically got the content together, and then
That was with Nate again.
and we decided to record with Nate. I think Millen,
Came in
Millen
on
Williams had met up with us at that stage, and we'd sort of like semi-recruited him. I think he came on a tour, and then we just said, "Can you record bass?" And I think we were essentially asking him to join the band. I think he was a bit standoffish, but he went along with it, and yeah, we
I think I talked about Millen before. He's super talented.
yeah, and
we were talking about how he can sing and play guitar at the same time.
Yeah.
That's some fucking
He was
that's some big
was-
brain shit.
He's in the realm of being,
Yeah,
he's as talented as Matt. So yeah, he learned the songs, probably the whole set in about 10 minutes.
and he's not naturally a bass player. He's a guitarist, and
Yeah.
just picked up the bass like it was no thing, And I think he did actually contribute quite a bit of ideas when he was asked for opinions. He was never forceful or would bring anything to the table unless we'd ask him. But if we asked him, he was really open to suggestions and throwing content on the
Yeah,
table.
where did we record? Tauranga?
Yeah, Red Dog Studios. Nate had his own little studio over there. We tracked the drums in Hamilton at the Porch again. That studio over there gets a real good drum sound, or at least it did back then. I don't know if it's changed, recently or what have you, but back then it had a good drum sound. So we did the drums over there, and then the boys got in the studio in the Mount at Nate's Red Dog Studios at the time.
Were you there?
Yeah, I called in. You guys did most of it without my presence, but I was up the beach at the time. I think it was over summer or something. It was an interesting time of the year.
I remember around
Weather
that
was
time,
real nice.
that's when Dylan had died, I think. Dylan from Melbourne.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was when we were in the studio to do the drums.
Yeah,
And we got the call.
I remember that being on my mind a lot at that time.
Yeah.
Is he one of your mates, or was that the Ridgeville guy?
He
or-
was one of the first people I met, so he was friends with Tommy Dollars.
Oh yeah.
And me and him got along really well.
Yeah.
I went over to Melbourne quite a few times. I stayed with him, and yeah, we just got along great. And
He would jump in the van and come with us from wherever.
Yeah, he'd come on tour with us and hang out with us, and always really enthusiastic, good dude. And he started playing in a band over there too, which was what
That's
he
right.
always wanted to do.
yeah,
And then I think he was
That-
dealing with a lot of depression, and drugs and alcohol got involved, and
that was it.
that was that. He fucking took his own life. It's pretty shit. So we were in the studio. We had lots of good energy. We'd written all these fucking songs, and then we find out about our good friend, and we just decided to fucking do our best and put it together and record the fucking record, eh?
Yeah. I actually, because we toured with Millen in Australia, and Dylan was still around then.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was the last
Yeah.
time I saw him. And then
Yeah.
we recorded the album, and then we had a tour coming up with what band? A band, because they didn't turn up.
Oh yes,
Lionheart.
Lionheart.
Yeah.
So there's two things
I've
I
got a
remember.
tall laminate with them on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lionheart,
So,
us and Shinto Katana.
so
That
were
was
you
my
at-
first tour. Yeah.
Okay, so Millen exited before the tour for the CD release, album release. Lionheart didn't show up. Luke comes along. We got PDM for the
That's right.
first time ever, $20 a
PDM?
day.
Oh, PDs. Oh, yeah, getting, yeah.
Hey,
Which
I never got that.
And
That's an
I remember
acronym
Sam going,
for money.
"We've made it," and he was like going like this. It's like $20 a day, which paid for like half a breakfast in Australia.
I remember you mocking it at the time, and I was happy to take $20. So was Matt, I think he was poor. So was Izzy, was grateful for it, but you weren't.
Because by that time I'd gotten another job.
Yeah.
And I was focused on other stuff. I was like, yeah, I'm going to buy a house. Like, I've got to do this. And then I had to, when I started that job, I had to negotiate leave for the first year as well. So I took 2 lots of 3 weeks off in that year.
2012, eh? Was that the year, Lucky?
I'm pretty sure that was, I think it was
November.
2012.
Yeah, well, I bought my house in 2013, so it was definitely before that. So do you remember when you bought your house? It was about the same time, eh?
Probably a little bit after.
2013 though? Same year?
Maybe 2015.
Nah.
Oh, no, you might be right, actually.
Yeah, I feel like it was similar sort of timing, but...
Yeah.
But if we rewind, we rewind, you noted like Disembodied, Martyr AD, Archangel, as influences for We Are the Dead. So how did that change for Nothing From
For
No
this
One?
album, I distinctly remember being in the car and we're having a discussion and Sam goes, right, like, so what parts of all the other albums does everybody like? And everyone was talking and I went, I'm just going to write what I'm going to write.
In the back seat?
Pretty much in the back seat, because I'm like, I can just write boozy riffs at that point. So I don't know.
Matt, I think by that stage we kind of had an Antagonist blueprint, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we kind of had a sound. And that's like going back to how our guitars sort of sounded. Matt was completely in tune with that because he understood a 5150. He knew what technical wizardry had to happen
he's
to get the guitar tone
he's
and
actually good at music, so he was able to write whatever
so
style he wants.
He kind of started contributing like on a level that was kind of our own sound, you know. So it was kind of an advancement of what we had already taken influence from and the way we were already writing, just done better.
Yeah,
you know, like we refined it.
Would have been the same influences, really.
Yeah, similar. I remember. I don't know if you remember this, Boozey, but you and I were listening to Animosity lots. And we really liked the sound of an Animosity record that had been released at the time. You're probably familiar with that band, Lukey.
I know the
Was
band.
it Animal?
Yeah, it was Animal. Animal by Animosity had just
Me
come
and
out.
Jay Sager always had the merch.
Yeah, the merch
Animosity merch.
was wild because it was all fluoro and shit, eh?
Yeah.
And I remember, like, not so much the song writing, but more the sound. Like, we really liked the production of that record.
Yeah.
And I remember that being an influence on what we wanted the record to sound like, if that makes fucking sense.
Well, we had to we had to decide how we wanted it to sound. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. So, like, we had some, I'd almost say, like, some obscure ideas about what we wanted to sound like when you think a bit, like, probably most people wouldn't pick up on that very fact if we didn't say it. But, like, we did listen to quite a broad range. So we were always taking little influences from little things.
It was just influences. Well, I didn't take any riffs from anyone.
You didn't do a God Hates Us All on the Hatebreed tour?
God Hates Us All on the Hatebreed.
Oh, not God Hates Us All. Would have been the tour before.
Yeah, that's a great album because it sounds like Hatebreed.
Oh, solid. Well, that kind of brings us up to. I mean, if we went any further than this, it would be Boozey leaving and then Izzy doing shows on and off and stuff. So I played in the band with all you three guys, but never at the same time. I always played with Izzy, and then if I was playing with Boozey, that means I was on bass, and if I was playing with Moth, that means I was on guitar.
Right.
So we had done a lot of tours. And then after Nothing From No One, here at different parts and different times, but really within 1 to 2 years later, everyone had their last show. So do you remember your last show, Moff?
Yeah, last show was that tour we did with, I want to say, Kubla Khan.
Oh, New Zealand was your last show.
New Zealand. We played a show in Hamilton at
I was
Billy
there.
Mulligan's.
I was there.
And I broke my string in the set. I don't even know if I got it fixed by the end of the end of the set.
Yeah.
And that was my bass in the case, and it's been there since.
Israel McDean, when was your last show?
Bro, I think my life in the band actually... Oh, it must have been similar sort of time. I do remember the Billy Mulligan's show that Josh was talking about because I got so drunk, bro. I couldn't find the toilet and I pissed in a pot plant out the back. I was fucking lit up, bro. And it was a good show. Like, I remember that Hamilton show being really good, but it was like either the same month or it might have even been the same weekend, we played with Slipknot in fucking Auckland.
I remember that too.
we played
And it was
Vector Arena
mental.
with Slipknot.
We played
Yeah.
Vector with Slipknot, and that, like, the Biddies show was my last show, but the Slipknot show was
The last
either
one,
within weeks, and that was my biggest memory because it was like a C.
Yeah, I played that. Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah, Moth played that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sort of tour, I think, I like.
Yeah, you're right. They're around the same
They're
time.
all around the same time, and I can't remember. I think Biddies was the last one, but the Slipknot show was fucking mental, bro. Like,
Yeah. We actually had a real bad time. Remember, we didn't. Lamb of God went over their sound check, and then we didn't actually get to sound check. So
We
we
didn't
all
get to
hopped on
sound check.
stage,
We just
and I
rocked
couldn't
on
hear anything. I
dry
remember
as a
looking
bone.
at you just to.
Bro, there's a
keep
pretty
in-
cool
keep in
video.
time.
That's normal, isn't it?
There's a pretty cool loop of a small video. I think Ben, you remember Ben Go?
Bingo.
Ben Go recorded.
Bingo's still around.
And it's us finishing a song and Lukey just barking at the crowd. And it's fucking, it's sick. Like, you're just barking at, like, fuck, what looks like 10,000 people, you know?
Yeah.
It's good shit. It's getting me pumped up. Moth's fucking on my wing.
I
you know?
always tell people, it's on. I think it's over here somewhere. That Slipknot show. There it is. There, Slipknot, Lamb of God, Antagonist, Vector Arena, October 26th,
Crazy.
Slipknot was
2015.
I didn't go to that one.
Nah, it was a crazy one, and it was kind of like that was real full circle moment for me because when I was young, Slipknot to me was kind of like the first big heavy band, if that makes sense. Like, they kind of made it possible for bands to kind of find their way in the mainstream, if that makes sense. And it was weird because it's so fucking strange, these cunts in masks, and it's super cliche and strange, but they, like, their music had singing parts, and it was like super, like in the 90s, man, when that shit came out, it was fucking heavy, you know? But it was still kind of mainstream. And so for me, it was like, what the fuck? We're playing with Slipknot. Like, how old are they? Like, fucking 18 years, 19 years old or something as a band, you know?
It's funny you say
So-
that because I wasn't a fan until I saw them that night.
Well-
because they didn't sell the third level, and I went up to the third level at the back and sat on a seat, put my feet up on
Simon
on
was
the
with
rail.
you and I. You and I
Yeah,
and Simon.
and I
Simon
watched-
was there with us. I liked
I was a
Slipknot
fan
when I
after
was
that.
younger. Like, I thought they were cool when I was younger. I remember a girl I was seeing giving me the CD. I would have been 16 or something. You know, giving me the CD and being like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
But like, I grew out of it, you know. It was kind of like an adolescent heavy band, you know. But then seeing them live and realizing how good they were as performers was like,
Pretty
you
cool,
know,
eh?
in terms of a stage show. And,
Seeing our performance.
yeah, like a proper production, like fire and fucking screens and all sorts of shit going off. It was like, yeah, pretty crazy to experience that firsthand, you know. But catering was mean. I remember the catering
I
and
always said
lots of
people-
beers. I remember there was a
Yeah.
fucking 86 Heinekens for us to drink.
Yeah, a fruit platter.
Yeah, fruit platter, some dessert, bro. Like, what the fuck, dessert?
I remember this when I just started Exile too, and like everyone was wearing like a piece of Exile merch,
Yeah.
like a hat or a t-shirt or
Bro,
something.
I was
Yeah, it's pretty
repping
cool.
Exile hard on stage,
Yeah.
bro. Like, it was good. Yeah.
All right, Boozey, last show.
My last show. So Antagonist went on tour to America
Yeah.
without me.
Yep.
And then in between, they were going and doing some dates in Australia before Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So you were on all of that.
Yep.
And then
the Ghost
for
Inside.
some reason, I decided to go to Melbourne and watch the Ghost Inside. And then you jumped from guitar on bass, and I'd played 2 shows.
That's right.
They
That
were
was
my
a
last
good tour.
shows.
That was a really good tour, that tour.
Yeah.
That was one of the most lucrative tours we ever did as well. I remember us selling a buttload of merch and paying back some serious debt. But
Yeah.
the shows were all, like, the Ghost Inside is so big in Australia, right?
Yeah.
And all those shows had big numbers and crowds were vibing. And the bands that we toured with were sick as well. Like, they were, Bury Your Dead was on that tour, weren't they? Was Bury Your Dead?
Don't know, man. I just remember.
No, sorry. No, sorry.
Both
The
did.
drummer from Bury Your Dead, Mark, was playing in Emure. Emure was on the tour.
Emule
Yeah.
was on the tour.
Emure
What-
was
There it is. There.
Yeah,
The
Emure.
Ghost Inside, Emule, Antagonist, and Hand of Mercy. Remember Hand of Mercy,
our
boys?
boys.
Yeah, shout out Hand of Mercy. So
Yeah.
there goes like, yeah, it was over 10 dates.
Yeah, that
And
was a
then double
big,
ups too.
that was a
They could
big
sell,
tour, bro.
bro. They were selling the same venue back to back.
That's right.
Night after night.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But then what? So I'll finish it. So what I remember is we played over 18 show. That was really good. And then we played Phoenix Youth Centre.
Mm.
And so I didn't know it was going to be my last show. But anyway, all I remember is setting up, and Sam wasn't there. Matt wasn't there. Not sure if they had disappeared somewhere to a cafe or something.
Okay.
And so we're busy setting up. Chucky was there. So basically the band all set up without them. And they quickly ran in the last minute, and then we started the
I was
set.
there with you.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was sitting down with
Yeah.
you.
Do you
We
remember that?
You and I were
remember-
fucking going, where the fuck are they?
You
Yeah, I was
counted in the
laughing.
set and there wasn't people on stage, I remember.
What's this?
I reckon you counted in the set and there wasn't someone wasn't on stage.
that
Yeah,
was
they were
no-
running into the room, bro.
That
Yeah.
was no sleep till.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That was, I remember.
Oh,
that.
that's Moth.
That was me and Sam. And
Yeah.
in my defence, I was taking a piss.
Yeah, but it happened.
Oh,
It happened
fucking
again.
old taking the piss.
It happened again.
Taking the piss up us.
It happened again at that show. Basically,
Same thing.
Yeah, and I was just laughing like,
Yeah,
"Where are these
I
guys?"
reckon it happened a few times in
Chucky
Leeds.
was setting up all the gear for Antagonist. If I set up my stuff, maybe you're setting up the drums, and he
Yeah.
set up the other guitar and the bass.
There was a lot of moments where me and Boozey were the only ones on stage and just going, where the fuck's our band, bro? The intro's kicking through the fucking rig, bro.
Oh, man.
And me and Boozey are just like, oh, well, 2-piece it is. Fucking me and Old Faithful.
I didn't care. I just
We were.
do guitar
These
and drums.
guys somehow fucking managed to scrape in every time. Skin by the skin.
Yeah,
Cracker.
and then that ended up being my last show. That's that.
Was that about, was that 2014?
I reckon it was 13.
13.
I don't think I made it.
I feel like Slipknot was 18. But
Yeah,
well, I played that smack-
17.
I played that
SmackDown 2013.
I reckon
can't-
that was 17, bro.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Cool.
All right.
That's that.
So we got a cool one. This is a video that Sam has sent in from Thailand. So he sent in a video from Thailand, and
Oh,
we're
God.
gonna watch it, and maybe
do we
maybe
know-
watch it,
Which Sam?
Sam, and watch it, and
Why is-
then
why is
react
he-
to it after.
Why is he in Thailand?
I just asked him to send in a video of. So I'll get you to hold it, Izzy. You can just put the sound on. I'll just test it. I haven't seen this either. So we're obviously missing Sam, the singer of the band.
Yeah.
And he's in Bangkok at the moment, so he couldn't be here. So he sent in this video. Let's check it out.
What's up, boys? Miss you guys so much. I wish I was there today to talk about all this stuff. So many good memories, so many good stories. We did a lot, pretty crazy. But I just want to throw a few things out just in case you didn't remember or you didn't go over them. But so many good times at Bondi Street in Perth. Perth was such a highlight back then for me, I think. Remember that show we played in Perth that got shut down like 10 seconds into it with the security jumping on stage? That was crazy. Southeast Asia, so many stories in Southeast Asia. Europe, that was a good time. Times in Queensland with the war. Swimming everywhere. Swimming all through Australia, swimming through New Zealand. But one of my favourite stories from us is when we played that show, The Bleeders, in Hamilton. I hope you guys remember this, but for some reason there was no one at the show. It was the Bleeders show. It got changed like last minute, and we were playing, watching the crowd. I think there's like 7 people in the crowd, right? And for some reason, the crowd and the Bleeders are watching us, and for some reason, the crowd just start fighting the Bleeders while we're playing. Do you remember? I'll let you guys take over the story. I hope you remember. Love you guys, miss you guys. I'll see you soon for sure. Peace.
I remember that.
I don't
And
think I was there.
thinking about it when we were talking about the stories before, because I was like,
I wasn't there for that.
I want to say it was Yellow Submarine. We were downstairs, and I didn't know that.
I
didn't know it was
fucking remember.
I didn't remember. It was the
Is it
Bleeders
coming back
fighting.
to you, Izzy?
But what happens is
This naked cunt gets on stage and starts playing my fucking drums, bro.
No, that's a different. That's a different.
What?
one.
No, that's the same one,
That's
man.
not. That's the chef.
The chef? Who the fuck is the
She's
chef?
the naked guy.
Is that not the same one?
No, let more finish and then we'll talk about
That's
it.
what I'm pretty sure. Like, my memory is so bad, but like, I didn't know that it was the Bleeders fighting, but there was someone in the crowd fighting. Next second, Sam's jumping off the stage into the crowd
Yeah.
and punching some dude, and I jump off the stage I don't take my bass off, and I'm punching some dude.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
It's the same fucking
no,
night.
it's
This
not.
cunt, came up on stage and was whacking my fucking cymbals and shit. No clothes on, bro. Fucking tallywhacker swinging around. And I'm like, get the fuck off my drum kit, you cunt.
I know. I wasn't at that
He
one.
ends up
but I
in the
was-
fucking pit and he fucking starts a fight with Angelo. And these cunts all dive off the stage trying to fucking take this cunt out.
I don't reckon
I'm
it's the same
sure it's the
show.
same one, man.
I
Who's
remember
the
that.
chef?
He was banging on Izzy's cymbals like this.
And I'm looking at him going, fucking get your hands off my drum kit.
And I'm just laughing my head off. Dimitri was there. He was loving it. He thought it was the greatest thing either. We were all laughing. You were super mad because he was touching your
I was
cymbals
getting ready
with
to
his willy
fucking deck him,
hanging
bro.
out.
I was getting ready to deck that cunt.
I wasn't at the show with the fight. I don't know why I wasn't there. I
Bro,
remember
every
it
cunt just
happening.
fucking disappears,
have
and I
someone
can't see
follow
shit,
you.
bro, because the lights are in my eyes, and I'm like, where the fuck did my band go? And then I just see Moth come through, fucking, and I'm like, fucking like an OG Batman show, you know, pow, boof, whack over there, and I'm like, where the fuck's all my band gone? I'm just sitting there playing the drums, bro, by myself. Fucking drum solo,
Drum
bro.
solo.
So he's talking about he's not talking about the Bleeders, he's talking about the Bleeders show that you played.
Yeah, well, I think.
So was there
I
two
think we-
fights? The Bleeders.
I think this guy dived on stage and was being a maniac, like way too pissed, bro.
Maybe he's been at a couple of shows
This is
naked.
another Bleeders show in Hamilton where there was like some
That was at
Nazi
Yellow
dudes
Sub.
that we had a fight.
No, that was at the Meteor, and Dylan was like, if there's anyone here.
That was a Warpath show.
Yeah, it was a Warpath show, and everyone started beating the shit out of these kids.
Oh, so he goes, is there anyone here that's a Nazi? And what, someone put
No,
their
they
hand
were
up?
like, they were like,
There was a
there's
couple
people-
of
he
like
was
National
there's some
Front
people here
fucking
that
members
don't
walked in,
belong.
and he said, if you feel as strongly as I do about these guys being here,
something
do
about
something
it.
about it. And everyone just kicked the fucking shit out of these fucking skinheads in the middle of the pit, man. Fucking 100 kids just beating the shit out of these two Nazis. You know?
I remember seeing them at shows like way back in the day, but never since. Yeah, not really.
No,
not in
I
the
think
last
that was the
15
last time
years.
I remember, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so I think there's a story that Sam was talking about, eh?
I think it's.
I don't-
I'm sure it's the
I
same.
wanna-
You might be-
we can just throw in another Sam story, seeing as that was
Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah, go on.
And he was going on about Perth.
Yeah, Perth was.
Perth-
Yeah.
On that, when we stayed at Bondi one time, we went to a festival. Do you remember this story?
Yes.
Were you there?
Was I there? It was the most pissed I ever got in my life, bro.
But
Festival.
But then some dude starts getting smart, to Sam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember that story?
Yeah, I was getting drunk. You guys are getting punched the fuck out by some
I
cunt.
wasn't involved in the fight, bro. but
Oh, is
Sam-
this you guys getting beat up this
we were
time?
saying
Sam got proper beat up.
And snuck us. Yeah, so that's the funny thing. Sam got beat up at that show, and I feel like that was the beginning of Sam
Becoming a fighter.
becoming a fighter.
Oh.
Like, he was like, "Oh shit, I'm not."
We got a fucking
I don't wanna
promo
take
photo
it
the
again.
next day with the band, bro, and Sam's got a fucking big black eye,
Sweet.
bro.
I got to find this photo, dude.
So was I not there for that?
That was on the way to.
That was on the way to
Was it?
fucking
You just
Southeast
no,
Asia.
You just didn't come to the
I
festival.
would have been asleep.
because we went to this like big. What were those?
Yeah, what was the big festival in Australia
Like
they used
Boys
to?
in the Well played.
It was fucking massive.
Break the ice?
No.
Down Gang played.
Download?
Nah, bigger.
Dillinger.
Bigger.
I've-
The
I've-
OG big
I've
festival.
remembered another story. It's a really quick one.
Go on then.
I've been in Perth.
The tattoo story.
Yeah. I remember there were some drunk cunts, and someone had a tattoo gun.
Who was that?
And-
Who was
and
that
someone-
mate? Who
and-
was the tattooist?
Stokes.
Yeah,
He
Stokes.
tattooed me right there.
Yeah, he did that, but he also
looks like a good
old
one.
Ross came along and said, "I want a tattoo," and he got a little portrait of Izzy.
I knew you cunts were gonna try and make it all end up fucking writing me off again. Fucking standard.
What's he doing?
Oh, it was a little portrait of you
It's
with
got a
your
face.
hat.
It's got like
A speech
like
bubble. A little speech
not
bubble.
a speech bubble,
I
like a
thought-
memory bubble, you
Yeah.
know,
And
like
what
a
does it
thought.
say?
And it says "I love Gaz."
Oh, from Parkway.
Like
The drummer of
from
Parkway.
Yeah.
And it's just this hand done like it looks like a kid's drawn this.
I think I'm laughing now, but at the time I was like, "Oh, fuck off, Ross."
I have to say I was laughing at the time.
I saw the fun in it, but I was like, "What an idiot!"
Was
That's a
Gaz,
terrible fucking
There's a
tattoo.
free tattoo going. I'll get one. I'll get
was
one.
Gaz there? Was this a tour that you're on?
It's just-
Parkway
it was
with?
supposed to be a burn on Izzy.
It's supposed to be a
Oh.
burn because they knew
Because
that I
you like
love
Gaz.
Gaz.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
the
Oh, he's a mad dog.
He's the fucking man, bro.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I do. So what?
All right.
And what's the? Well, speaking of tattoos, you guys all got "These Cities Are Graves" tattoos.
We
Show us
do.
those.
Yeah, us three do.
I've got it. Yeah, not
I
everyone.
reckon.
Got it, There's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hold
there.
on a second. Where's your one, Izzy?
Oh, look, I didn't have any fucking room on my arm, so I had to get it on my chest. But
Show us. Oh, they're right there. Oh, that's dope.
So and Sam's got it.
and
Sam's got it as well.
Sammy's got it on his arm. Yeah, it was still quite a memorable tattoo because it's not just about the band; it's about these boys. You know,
Yeah,
it's about
yeah.
the boys.
Oh, I mean, that was something that I kind of skipped the boat on, not having tattoos. But I did notice that like people would
You got-
always like
you
do a
got
tour,
no
get a
tattoos.
tattoo.
We got
Yeah.
a.
There was-
Do you remember our Southeast Asia tattoo?
What was it?
Speaking of tattoos, yeah. So we were supposed to get a fucking team tattoo for the tour,
It was really last
It was
minute.
last
wasn't
minute in the middle of the night. And so me and Moff and Sam all agreed we'd get this fucking tattoo. And I went up first and Moff went second. And then it was Sam's turn. And he didn't like what he saw, so he just bailed on me and Moff and fucking, nah, I'm not keen, eh?
And you got it?
You dog cunt.
No,
Boozy was asleep. He was asleep, man.
I was asleep. It was
So
too,
you guys were drunk.
it was too,
I was drunk.
it's too late for me.
I was drunk. I do remember him saying to me, bro, you need to stop drinking because it was just bleeding out everywhere, bro. I'm not fucking drinking.
What was the tat? Where's the tat?
Oh, it's
I got it up here.
a compass pointing to the southeast, you know?
Oh, okay.
It was one of Feroz's first tattoos. I remember that. He was
And
an
where's yours?
apprentice
Same
at the
spot?
time.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit hard to.
Ripping your fucking jeans, boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. That's a bit close to the knee ditch for getting something on tour.
Yeah, it was horrible. 3 o'clock in the morning.
So-
Shit.
Yeah, so closing comments. Sam was, he drove the band. He was the one with all the motivation, I think.
Yeah. Fucking
Got it to get to where it was.
I miss Sam. I haven't seen him for a long time. I mean, I'm lucky if I see him once every few years these days, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we did some cool shit. We accomplished a lot. And most of it was far beyond any of our expectations, you know?
Yeah, couldn't have imagined it.
And I could say that we were really lucky, but the fucking four of us in particular, and you, Lukey, when you came along after, we all worked fucking hard to make it happen. You know? And I think that was like the
We
theme of the
partied
band.
hard and we played hard. I remember partying until you stopped, which was which was whenever anyone had to go home, legally.
Bro, I've got one story I want to share, and it's actually about you, Lukey. And we partied hard one night in Melbourne, like
Lesbians.
next minute partying. Actually, no, it was in Brisbane. Was it in
That
Brisbane?
wasn't in Melbourne.
Was it Brisbane? And we
was in
partied
Melbourne.
hard with Dargaville.
Oh yeah.
And
On the Amity
What was
tour, we
that
were
on
on the beach.
what was
On the beach.
What
That
was the
video
tour
is on one of my favourites.
What was the tour that we ended up on the plane and
Oh,
you
that's
couldn't even
Perth.
eat
No,
your
that's
sandwich?
Perth.
It was
That's
Perth,
Perth.
though. It was Perth, and you and I got lit up all
We were
night.
trying to get you on the plane.
And we're trying to get you on the plane. You couldn't even talk, bro, and you were dribbling everywhere and shit.
But you guys, it was you guys that ran. It was like people were feeding me beer rockers, and
Yeah, we used to
then
put the
like,
rocker in our
Beer
beers,
rockers.
eh?
and then the club
vodka
shows were
and shit.
particularly different because a regular show would have like a fridge and a beer and stuff, and then beer's only got like 4% alcohol. But when you played the clubs, you could get mixers, and we had
Yeah.
40s and mixers and stuff, and you just get so wasted.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so much faster than you would on a regular tour with just a fridge full of
yeah.
beers.
No,
so-
the party, we worked hard and we played fucking hard, man. And I think we kicked it with all the bands that played hard too, you know?
Hard.
And like shout out all the bands we toured with because most of them were good sports and always
Shinto
liked the
Katana.
party. Shinto-
Party rocking tour.
Shinto Katana.
Remember those guys, who was it, us or them who reversed into that like,
wasn't
traffic
us.
pole?
It was them.
And then they wound down the window. And it was just that Keep Party Rocking song. And they just hit this power pole and like put it on the ground. They just wind the window down. The band's just bouncing. And they just drive straight away like nothing happened.
Love
I
those
was
boys.
like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Penrith Panther represent.
First tour.
They're still going. I think they're actually. So speaking of some older bands, so Shinto Katana's got back together. They're playing tonight, and then
Really?
I'm not sure where the gig is, but also Dave Contempt's playing a reunion tonight.
Wild.
Yeah, cool.
Fuck. Yeah.
Too tired for shows.
Kevin Cameron reckons he's going to go there and mosh. He reckons he's going to go mosh.
Oh,
So I'll send this one out to you. But better have moshed Kevin.
should do some questions.
Yeah. We got one from Anna BGH. Favorite venue that Antagonist played in?
Favorite venue?
Vector would be up there. That show with Slipknot was fucking crazy. But I always liked... Well, actually, we didn't get a lot of chances to play there, but the Roundhouse in Sydney was really memorable.
Oh, yeah.
Just the shape of the venue, because it's round and it has this mezzanine that runs around the top, and it could fit like 3,000 people. It was wild. Those are two that stick out for me.
I don't know if I have a favorite venue.
Ericsson Stadium, when it was still called that, you know, like a Vodafone.
Epic day out.
Smart.
Yeah.
Mount Smart.
King's Arms is pretty iconic.
Yeah, I was going to say King's
Yeah.
Arms.
Probably
It's like-
King's Arms because that was the venue that was there for all the bands. That's all they did. They just hosted live bands. So they
That was
I don't
one
know
of
how
the
many
first
times
venues
we
I
played.
played that had a band room. You know, you could go into the band room, you could put your gear.
What?
The state. Oh,
Oh, was
like
that
not
little
a band
side-
room, but
a
like
little
a side
spot,
room.
You know? Somewhere
Yeah.
to put
Oh,
your
that's
shit.
right.
Chowching. And then also a stage that was a level high. So like, you know, it was the first time I'd kind of been elevated in front of a crowd.
I think if
They
King's
raced that
Arms,
stage,
they did. Yeah, you remember when it was smaller. Yeah, without the King's Arms, I don't think a lot of scenes would have been as good as they
I just
ended
wanna
up
say,
becoming.
The King's Arms was like, there were so many, other than the shows that we played there was just so many good shows there. So it just holds that, like, I just remember so many, like Terror, Hatebreed, like
I remember Hatebreed,
Promise and Evil Priest, all the
Promise of
early
Bloodshed,
shows.
wasn't there one where Dredd hopped off the stage to consult someone?
It might have been Capone.
Oh, was that Capone?
Yeah.
Was he singer of Capone?
Yeah.
Dredd was the singer of Capone. Yes, we've covered this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny is I actually think I was if that was the Hatebreed show, then I was at that show. If it was the Destroy Everything show,
There was probably a
When I was at the
Hatebreed
show.
show. Did Antagonist played, but I know the first time they came, I think Promise of Bloodshed played
The first
They
time
played at the Youth Zone in Hamilton, bro.
in
that
the
was,
main room. I think I talked to you
fucking
about
big
this.
room.
that's one that the guys your age have like noted as like one of the integral shows.
And that's
of
the
their,
only
of their
time
history.
a band ever played in the main room, I think.
Like I think
No,
it's
Sick of It All played there,
Did they?
and Dropkick Murphys.
Promise
all
of
in, like,
Bloodshed
this
did.
Hot Water Music. Did they play in the big room?
Don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah, maybe.
Promise of Bloodshed did to about 10 people. And
I played a 21 Guns show.
I think
know
after
must
that,
have been
I
Sick of It All.
think after that they shifted it to the band room. Was the
No. It was always back and forth. It
Was
depended
it?
on the show. Like,
Oh,
so
man.
we had played heaps of shows in the back room before
Yeah.
they used the main room. They just,
Yeah.
I want to say Hatebreed was probably the first one where they used that main room, and then they did Throwdown there, which was kind of weird.
There
'cause
was
it
lots of good
wasn't as
venues, man. Upset Records was a big one.
That was cool.
for
Went to each of
Hamilton,
those.
and obviously like
Ward
can't
Lane.
go past
well,
Ward
Parkway
Lane.
played in that, which is
Yeah.
just like an attic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the crew at Void, like
Yeah.
what they did for the scene in Hamilton after Sam and Moff stopped booking bands regularly because we were too busy playing overseas. Those guys kind of carried the torch thereafter, you know. They kind of picked up and
They really did. They
and
did,
built a solid scene, and that's why there was always so many shows on, you know. Hardworking kids.
What is the best Archangel album?
Praise Upon Deaf Ears. I reckon.
I can't go past Dead Man Walking Man, but
Yeah.
I'm a
Man
sucker
Walking
for
is
all
a-
of them, to be fair.
What's the MySpace beef with the other Antagonist?
Oh, that's
It wasn't really beef with the
we didn't
band.
really
It was
go
their
into
record
that.
label fucking tried to hustle us, and
Yeah, but when we played Big Day Out, all the promotion that came out, the link that they used for the band was their page, not ours.
oh, was it?
Yeah, and they messaged us saying, "Hey, like we're keen to like get all these new followers and stuff, but yeah, you guys are using the same name
Yeah, so that must have been the point that we changed.
to Antagonist AD." They were cool about it. They were like, "Let's do a tour."
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
band,
really?
The
Yeah.
band was
There's
really
no
good. It
beef,
was more
no.
the management and the record label. I think had a bit of a.
Did something happen
They
there?
had
I
something
can't
to
remember.
say about it. They were like, they basically. I think Sam would be able to bloody confirm, but I think they threatened us. I think there was a little bit of a small.
On a
threat there.
on a legal side, they threatened you, but
Yeah.
on like a G side, they were
Do-
like,
do you know,
this
when-
is cool, but we want to work
When
it
I
out.
first
Yeah.
joined Antagonist, and I was like, because I knew of the other antagonists, and I said to Sam, who was around first, bro? And he goes, "Oh, we were."
Not true.
Yeah, not true.
All right. What are the origins of a beer rocker?
It was my lads. We used to have a Waikato Colada, and a fucking Heineken was our favourite cocktail. It was a Heineken with gin.
Oh my god!
And so it was like, who could come up with the most putrid two things to put together that did not improve the cocktail was the winner. So a beer rocker. We always had Baroccas on tour because this cunt was always sick. So we used to chuck them in our vodkas, or like if you had no mixer for vodka, Barocca,
Oh.
good to go.
Yeah.
If you had a beer there, chuck it in your beer for a bit of energy on stage.
Buffalo Dog.
You know.
Yeah, I remember
Yes.
doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, there's many a bad mix that I could make you.
There's one that has to do with Sam Sam. I don't know if he shared this story, but do you know the story about Sam Sam top shelving a toilet at John Paul College in Rotorua?
What?
I think that means like shitting in the system.
Top shelving a toilet? No, never
I
fucking heard of it.
know about Sam shitting in his hand and throwing it at me. So
You sure that wasn't the war?
No, that was Sam.
Bro, that's the monkeys at the fucking Balinese temple.
we were floating down. We were at Taupo doing the river float down to the hot spot,
Ooh.
and he shat in his hand, and threw it at me.
Oh, I didn't
Fuck, I would have killed that kind of
I don't
thing.
know. I remember the war throwing their poos around the place.
Yes.
And we would stay at their house and I would hide in my sleeping bag because of all the weird shit going on.
Like that. Oh, I can't even say that.
Go on.
No, okay.
Initiations into the crew where they do the naked gauntlet.
Yeah.
The naked
Someone getting chased out the door with poo. Fuck, yeah.
Okay, we've got one here from Jason Gascoigne. The boys were in Australia a lot from 2006 onwards. How'd the first tour come about and how did it morph into them being in Australia seemingly every second week? So that's what we've just spent the last 3 hours talking about.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Making friends.
Making friends. Started with dollars and it just progressed from there. Yeah.
All right, let's head over to Facebook. It's got a couple of comments about Ross complaining why he's not on the pod. Are you friends with any current or former Highlanders players?
Did that come from someone I know?
Kerry Truscott.
I do know one of the ex-Highlanders, probably one of my favourite humans and All Blacks, Aaron Smith. I met him through family and I've managed to hang out with him regularly at New Year's collectives.
In Hawaii.
In Tairua.
Tairua, yes,
every year in Tairua, my partner's family, the Irish side, has a bowls tournament with a Māori family. There's a husband and wife from each family, and we compete for a trophy in memory of Uncle Paulie. Shout out, rest in peace, Uncle Paulie. And Nuggy, as he's otherwise known as by most New Zealanders. I've got to know quite well, and he's a good cunt.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, rate him.
Did Sione Luaki play for the Highlanders? Do you know that name?
Sione Luaki, yeah, who did he play for?
Don't know.
Yeah, I went to school with Sione. Did a band with him. Story for another day.
Was that right?
What's the max PSI you've ever cranked Mott's to?
15 was the limit.
15 was the limit.
Yeah, but I used to set it on 12 and it'd have a bit of boost creep and it would creep out to 15 as the revs went up. There you go.
Those are all the legit questions. There's other shit like, what's Boozey's handicap?
4.6.
4.6. Is that actually?
That's mental, eh?
It's not very good.
What was it like touring with Have Heart and Parkway on the 2008 tour?
Awesome.
Mental.
Absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Really awesome
Probably
dudes.
one of the best tours.
Those Have Heart boys are amazing, and I don't know if many would know, but there was a guy, Sweet Pete, that was around for years.
That's right.
That came on tour with Have Heart, Boston, straight edge, like God.
Yeah.
Like was straight edge before Minor Threat even broke up, you know? Like fucking
Invented
old,
straight edge, that kind of shit.
Yeah, like, and he was old, bro, and he was such a good dude. And so those guys, because they were a straight edge band,
And,
right?
yeah. And Break Even.
And Break Even,
And
our
we-
boys, Maud, shout out Maud's. Like,
And we stayed with him in
Oh yeah,
Perth
Mords,
after that as well. Yeah.
He's still around. I see him everywhere.
yeah,
Everywhere
a lot of
online.
time, lot of time for those boys, man. Like they nurtured us and they looked after us every time we went up to fucking.
He's a
Perth
break
and-
even singer, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
yeah, good dude, man. Looked after hundreds and thousands of musos over the years, you know.
Yeah. I'm not sure he'd
Yeah.
recognise me if he passed me on the street, but I know who he is.
Nah, good dudes, that crew.
I used to love Moff's house parties. All the house parties in Hamilton were so good.
Oh, bro, that's
we had
probably-
some sick parties at your
Oh, that
house.
was-
That's
eh?
probably one of the other things that it was like through all those years is the part like SmackDown. It was like there was SmackDown, but there was such a community.
We spent a
around.
lot of time hanging.
Yes.
So much time hanging.
The parties
Yeah,
were awesome.
parties.
Yeah.
Parties in Hamilton were good.
Parties, barbecue, everyone's so cool. And then like all of the ages too, because remember like at that time, I guess I would have been young, but there was even the younger kids like, you know, Jordan,
Yeah.
Jordan Armstrong and then their crew.
Yeah,
and
Paddy
then
and
everyone
fucking
would turn up.
Leon
you know?
Tenhove, those boys. Yeah.
So cool.
I've got a cool photo
Fond
Lucky, of
memories of that.
you at Moff's engagement party, and you're pouring a bag of ice into your Corona box, and I've got you double shucking.
Oh, yeah.
You and Dill. You and Dill's
Is that
filling up
is that when he mooned the drone?
I remember what.
Oh, that was the wedding.
What?
the wedding.
Does that footage exist? Or?
You have to ask Jai, bro. I didn't actually get much of that.
His engagement party, when we taped him to that pole in the
That
middle
was-
of the field, and
that's
then
not an engagement party, but that's a stag do.
oh, was it the
Oh,
stag
that
do?
was the stag do.
We taped you to
Oh,
that
that
pole
stag
in the
do
middle
was
of the field,
wild, bro.
and then
That was when we went up to
shot the
Coromandel.
pole. Yeah,
Oh shit, that was a good stag
that
do.
was a good time. Yeah, there's
Fucking
a lot
someone
of cool
brought
memories.
a BB gun and we were shooting you
Yes.
in the dark. That wasn't funny.
Poor Moff.
Shooting you in the dark.
Fucking mayhem.
He's traumatized. Look at him.
And
I'm pretty sure I
was
remember you just
sketch,
going,
though.
oh, stop.
That was proper
Guys,
sketchy.
guys, I'm serious, guys. Shut the fuck up, motherfucker.
All right, boys. Thanks very much for driving up from Hamilton, and
Nah,
thanks for coming in again, Boozey.
thanks for
This
having
is
us,
awesome
bro.
to share the story, and pretty cool to sit down on the couch. And then, I mean, when we meet up, we'll talk. You know, we might share one or two stories. So it was cool to really take like a trip down memory lane, and then
Yeah.
especially as life gets quieter, to rack up some of those memories. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
thanks
Cool.
for coming up. Really appreciate you
All
guys
good.
and you guys' friendship and all the cool shit we did. And then, yeah.
Yeah, nah, thanks for having us, man. It's all reciprocated and directed right back at you, man.
Man.
Love it.
All right, boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
What do you do? What do you do? Yeah, no, that's it.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yo, you've made it to the end. That episode, not including all my shit talking, is 3 hours and 1 minute, which was crazy to edit, actually. It was crazy to edit. I think I only did 3 edits. So I listened to the whole thing, sent it to the boys. We had to take a little bit out. And, you know, there's bits and pieces that needed to be removed. And then I watched it again. As a lie, actually, I didn't watch it 3 times. There's no way I had that much time. So I watched it twice after the edit, put this one together. But looking back on that, such a cool vibe. I'm sure that, you know, you're just cracking up at all the shit that Izzy talks. And there's such cool chemistry. You know what I mean? There's nothing that can really replace the chemistry and the hard times like that those guys went through, and now like it's 20 years later, they can look back on it and they can laugh about it, and you know, you can really see some of those stories that really all push them to the limit. And you know, Izzy and Moff coped with it by drinking, and Boozey coped with it by going to bed. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Like that was I had actually broken some of my ribs. I'd fallen on my chest snowboarding like the weekend before, and Izzy just kept making me laugh, and I had the sorest chest. But yeah, so if you made it to the end, don't forget to subscribe. I want to get this channel to 1,000 followers. That would be awesome, so I can monetize this channel. And if you'd like to sign up to the Patreon, it's only a few dollars. On the Patreon, you get all episodes early. So right now, I've got my first international guest, which is Les from Desolated. We talk about their new album, Finding Peace, and that is on the Patreon right now. Don't forget to pick up some merch. We got Izzy 2 over here, drawn by local artist Gareth Steiner. You might know him. He's the bassist of Drop Off Point. He's got his own tattoo shop, does plenty of graph and artists for the scene. Support New Zealand artists, support the local scene. And I put Izzy on a t-shirt. And he hates it. So what's more to say? All right, guys, I'll see you guys next time on the Kiwistyle podcast.